Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wayward Dice. My name's Kale, and I also have my lovely people with me today. Zach, if you would.
I'm Zach. I'll be playing Sad Caries and a character named Gutjax. Uh,
Do you want to
really
go ahead
about
and
it.
explain the race and class for each of those three guys?
Sad, otherwise known as Sad or Less, is a Kinku warlock. Totally not overused class combination. His patron is the Great Old One. He's very happy, despite the name. Caries is a half-orc paladin, and Gutjax is also a half-orc fighter. They both like hammers.
Dale, do you introduce your characters and race and class as well?
100%, I would love to. All right, everyone. Kicking it off, I'm going to say what might be the party leader, unless Carice contests this. Lakaelin, the Veil. She's an ASMR paladin who is very fun and strong-ish. And then also I'm going to be playing Jose, which is a human ranger. He's very quiet and doesn't talk to people very often. And I'm also going to be playing Erevan of Amn, one of my original characters who I love dearly, even though he is an evil drow who wants to do nothing but kill people and earn money. So yeah, that pretty much sums him up.
All right. And I'm Nathan, and I'll be the Dungeon Master again. So this is session 10 of Dragon Heist. So we'll be tonight wrapping up the adventure. So after tonight's session, we'll do kind of a breakdown of the 10-part adventure and looking forward to what we're going to do next in the channel. And we've got a little bit of a surprise at the end. So yeah. Yeah, so we'll cover that at the end of the stream. So let's go ahead and start the adventure. When we left off last week, the party had gone into the yellow tower. That's a tower made out of yellow colored stone. And I think there were 4 party members. They obtained the Stone of Golor, which they've been chasing down for 2 months in real life. All over the course of maybe a month or two. And maybe it was about 2 months in game. I don't know. I think it was less than a month.
I think it was a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, not a full month game time. So anyway, so they obtained the stone, and then a wizard shows up as they attain the stone, and 2 of the players were able to, 2 of the characters were able to turn into gaseous form and flee through a crack in the ceiling. And the other 2 remaining characters got blasted by lightning bolts and knocked unconscious. And whereabouts currently unknown. Are they dead? Are they alive? Who knows? But no longer playable. And that's Dordre, Kale's first ever D&D character, the bard, and then also Rue, who is a half-orc. She was our OP heavy hitter rogue, and she's also out. So thus we have a slight reshuffling of the characters for tonight. We want to go with the full party of 6 just in case. 4, we probably would have benefited from having 6 last session. So in any case, we've got this set up. So the gaseous formed characters resumed regular form and returned to Wayward Dice, the adventuring hub. And that's where we're going to pick up. We'll pick up with Erevan and maybe Sad back at Wayward Dice. We'll say it's the evening of the day that you guys recovered the stone. You know that the Stone of Golor is a magical artifact that can be used to ascertain the whereabouts of the massive horde of golden dragons. Rumors have it at 50,000, 500,000, 50 million gold coins secreted in Waterdeep somewhere. And we're in the dead of winter or early winter, but in the middle of a building blizzard. It's been ramping up over the course of play for the last day or two. And yeah, so all the adventurers -2 are back at the adventuring dice, maybe a couple of running errands, but it's the evening hours, so people kind of showing up and preparing for bed. And you guys can decide what to do with the stone. If you want to reveal the stone Aravan to anyone besides Sad, or just, I guess the other PCs might want to know what's going on, I guess, before they assemble. So we'll have to figure out how the party assembles for tonight's adventure. I'm assuming you'll get a full night's sleep so you can reset your character sheets and everything back to normal for the next day. And
Definitely.
when you do that, you can also attune to magic items. So that's something that needs to happen for a magic item to be usable. And so, anyways, that's kind of the setup. Do you guys have any questions about the setup for the session?
No, not really for the setup. Aravan demands that he go at night, so whenever he goes in, he's gonna definitely ask people, whoever's available at what would be considered 9 p.m. He's going to try and get them to meet up at that specific time in his room. Otherwise,
All right.
no, sorry, not in his room, in a back table. Oh, all right. I hear Microsoft.
I just joined
Sponsored
the
by
chat
Microsoft.
stream so I can follow if there's any comments from the chat room. So we do accept audience participation. I don't have the plot twist cards with me tonight, so I could always go grab them on a break if we need to, but we can just take input from the audience. So,
All right. I think, speaking chronologically, the first thing that happens is Sad just kind of collapsing through the door after this long, hard day of fighting, flying, beating people into a pulp at movie theaters, things like that. Normal exploratory adventurer things.
okay.
And how does Aravan make his entrance into this the Wayward Dice?
He walks in. He just walks in casually. He has the Stone of Golor tucked up inside of his arm, but you can't tell, Does that make sense? It's very well hidden. Actually, Nathan, how big is this anyway? How big is the Stone of Golor? I believe I asked this before.
It's
About
palm sized.
Palm sized. Okay.
You can palm it, so it's like a well-used bar of bar soap.
Okay. What?
I'll show a picture of it.
I'll make sure not to drop it.
It's the 3 eyes thing.
Yes. I guess my question is it would it fit inside of a scabbard for a dagger?
It's kind of wide. It's not blade shaped.
Okay.
It's like trying to fit a bar of soap into a scabbard.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't do that. But yes, Aravan he has it tucked within in his his wrist, and he's walking
Sure.
at a somewhat brisk pace. And once he walks in, he walks kind of slow, just like he normally would travel through the Wayward Dice, and he heads up to his room, to his quarters.
Okay.
So I'd imagine he's
So
stepping over.
anything before the 9 o'clock hour, or do you want to cut straight to the meeting?
I believe that he posts something on the wall, that says all available adventurers or any available adventurers. Come meet the Drow at 9 p.m. On the second floor.
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
Yeah, you've already established
Fantasy
that.
night.
Anything you want to do between now and then, or should we cut to the scene?
Aravan's going to rest. He's going to get his long rest. This is like a full day after.
So you're gonna wait a day?
He is not going to be going out during the day, is what it amounts to. So maybe not waiting a day.
Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were doing this within a few hours. So you're gonna wait an entire 24-hour cycle till the next.
He's gonna get his 4 hours of rest that he needs, if he can.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna do that and then have the meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Oh, and Zach.
Satterless is also going to get his good long rest.
Well, you take 8 hours, so we'd have to cut to like the next morning.
What time? What time is it right now? Whenever they get there, what time is it?
So Zach Kale's talking about Erevan, the one with the stone, is an elf. He only needs 4 hours of trance.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna do a full
know,
long rest, we'll have to pick up the next morning.
Erevan's
Yeah,
not
Sad
going out
has,
during the day because it's on his terms. That's his thing.
Hold on. Seth has one of the invocations. I forget what its name is because I didn't write it down last week. But one of the invocation I took was, I'm fairly certain you can long rest in 4 hours.
Okay. While you're looking at Kale,
Yeah.
instead of skipping 24 hours, we can still handle the attunement in the first night. So even if you're not having the meeting till the next day, we still have the matter of the attunement, which might change your plans.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can just cut forward like an entire day if you want, but that still skips the core issue of
okay.
attuning to the device.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll just attune to it. And then what happens when I attune? I guess.
Yeah. We'll have to pick up in the morning of the next day so you can attune. So, and then you want to delay the meeting until after you've done that?
Yeah, I believe so. Okay, Ervan will talk to them. Then it's just the thing is that if it's on Ervan's terms, he's not going to want to go out during the day because it hurts his eyes.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with attuning to the item or talking to the others.
Okay, yeah, then he'll.
So as far as scheduling an away mission, that's completely separate from the original issue of the stone.
I guess he'll meet up.
Plus
He'll meet
the
up with
other adventurers.
Yeah, he'll meet up with them at 9.
Yeah.
And then he'll attune to it after.
And I was wrong about the invocation. At the very least, I can't find it online. So he probably doesn't have that. So he'll just do a short rest. He leveled up, so doesn't that affect...
Well, we talked about just picking up the next day. So anyways, before we go on the adventure, like, we'll assume all the leveling and resetting has all happened. So
okay.
Yeah.
We did, I think, level Erevan and Sad to level 6. So mainly because their party got demolished in the first round by a wizard.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's terrible.
They tried.
How bad it is. Yeah. We did try. You were correct. Alrighty. So.
Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. We'll say that approximately half the adventurers have assembled, including Jurassic, who's not listed on your screens, and the 2 dwarfs, Prince Ottigan Firetusk and Luckface, and Jurassic are also present. I think also there was a human wizard. She's got a nearby room, the alchemist, so she's present. I think her name's Lamalange or something. Anyways,
we're gonna call her Steve.
Lumayan.
Lumayan, not
Lumayan.
Steve.
All right. So everyone's present. So Erevan, you have the floor.
Hello everyone.
That already knew.
Hello everyone. Let's gather today. I have some grim news to tell you. Today we lost 2 of our own. But not all hope is lost. Our goal to repair this wagering house into what we want it to be is very near. It's just upon the horizon. All we need to do is find the Golden Dragon Hoard, which I am unsure of how to do. I believe that we all need to band together and head out and hope that we find some clues. Any ideas?
Gutjack's a large, not the largest half-orc in the room, but definitely a large half-orc to begin with. Just slams his fist on a nearby surface and says, "So, Rue was lost for nothing? We don't even have the stone?" I'm not going to do a voice.
I'm afraid that just us 2 getting out should be a good enough reason to try and find it or them. No, we do not know where the stone is at this time. Thank you. But no need to have such an outbreak. No need to have such an outbreak.
He storms out. He's an upsetty spaghetti man.
Yeah.
Very angry to begin with.
And I understand that this can upset many people, but I'm just asking that you help us in our time of need.
So you're not going to mention the Stone of Golor?
Aravan has trust issues. I think he's
He
trying
told-
to I think he's trying to figure out who's actually going to stay, and then he'll say it. He plans on
Stay-
bringing it up. He's
stay
trying
where?
to see what their ideas are, and then he'll say, "Well, we know where it is."
Okay. Well, the dwarf prince is going to mention that. How are we going to know? Like, we can't go out until we know like where to go.
I have some ideas. I really would like to gather my thoughts for a little while before sharing what those ideas are. Sad
Sad immediately upon being called on, he jumps up onto the soapbox and starts squawking. He's like throwing his arms out. He's like squawk, 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 and then like shakes his arms, and he like turns to Aravan, and he takes this his focused posture and general expression on his face, and he goes, and Aravan would hear in his head, "If you don't tell them about the stone, I will."
Aravan takes this. He kind of slightly and he takes a deep breath, and breathes out, and he says, "All right. I have something to admit to you all. But if we could first retrieve Gutjax."
Gutjax is in the hallway.
Okay, Aravan. I believe that Aravan walks out and he gets
I already
Gutjax.
mentioned he was in the room. Everybody's already in the room, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, he stormed out at the mention of not having the stone.
Yeah. So.
All right, so let's just pause this. We'll assume you sort all these issues. Let's go ahead and handle the attunement after everyone departs.
No. He was actually about to say something about the stone.
Okay, let's wrap it up in the next minute, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
So
if somebody brings Gutjax back in,
yes.
Gutjax.
So Aravan says, I have the stone of Golor, and here it is, and he holds it up, and he says, "It is mine. You'll be in my person, every minute,
It's a lot of
and
oohing and eyeing.
and I will be the one to bring us on the path to find the dragon horde. If you say a word to anyone, I will personally come and kill you. Now we leave tomorrow at dusk." And yeah, and he slides it back down his wrist, and then begins to walk off.
Yeah. The dwarves are really hostile, like as far as like how you're talking to them, and also like the sort of deception and lack of trust, which is kind of natural
For a
to
drow.
races. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that we're gonna just go ahead and like storm out of that room and just be like, "Good luck," and you're gonna need it. And something about like not trusting drow. There might have been some spittle involved. But I think the rest of them are fairly interested in actually trying to find out what's going on, find the lost party members, and so on. So, Zach, do you want to say any final comments before we go to the next session or phase?
Yeah. Kryze is going to pat Aravan on the back and say, "I like your vigor, son, child, being, small one."
I'll be honest, of all the people I fought with, you were definitely an honor to be around. Thank you, Grease. And Aravan and Grease have fought together before, so that's the only reason why he holds this respect for him.
Have they?
Yeah, they fought together.
Okay, sure. We'll
For
say
a
they
short
have.
amount of time.
I don't remember that. But,
It was just a little while.
all right. That's our role play for that session.
For the entire session. Now all the rest is combat. All right, Nathan, what's next?
Yes.
I assume it's dusk.
Nope.
No?
No, you're skipping ahead. Nope. We still have the core issue we haven't addressed.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
The Stone of Golor.
He showed
Yeah.
it to the group.
Yeah, he showed it to the group. He held it up and said, I have the stone Golor.
Yes.
Oh,
but
tuning.
You
I'm
keep
sorry.
forgetting
Yes.
you have to attune to it.
Yes,
I like to imagine that Aravan wastes an hour just shaking it, like, why won't it work?
Yeah. I think we brought this up like 15 minutes ago, so I'm trying to bring us back to the game. So if we role play all night, then we might not finish before January. So
Oh.
That's the plan, Chief.
yeah, just the role play would be a little awkward with you guys playing 6 characters between the two of you. So all right. So overnight, Aravan is able to attune to the Stone of Golar. You can just kind of imagine who's going to be present for that attunement process. But in any case, you discover that the stone. I'm just gonna kind of hold it up while I talk about it a little bit, because I think you kind of need to look into its 3 beady eyes.
Okay, Aravan looks into its 3 beady eyes.
Yeah.
He's trying to become attuned to it.
Did I do that?
Yes,
think I just launched
see
Steam
it.
with my elbow.
Nice. Nathan, you weren't supposed to launch Steam.
I killed that.
Hang on, you weren't supposed to launch Steam. You were supposed to launch the stream. I'm sorry, I'm done. Pun alert.
And for the record, I'm not a fan of puns, so
I know.
I'm laughing on the inside.
Thanks.
All right, so what you discover is that the Stone of Golor is actually a sentient magic item, so it can communicate with you telepathically, and yeah.
Sad, just standing there, like, why am I not
There's
special for this?
There's
a voice in your head that says, "I thirst."
Aravan thinks to himself and he says, "You thirst for what?" He's sitting here meditating. He says, "What is it that you thirst for?"
Knowledge of all things.
I have much knowledge. I have knowledge of this jade frog that I found on an island, and I pull out the jade frog and present it to the Stone of Golor.
You can almost get this like, what have I done?
And then I realize I have so many awesome items for my other adventure. Oh man. And then Aravan, he says, "What knowledge that you thirst for? How can I help you achieve this goal?" Zach, stop it. I'm sorry, what did you say, Nathan?
All right, so just to remind our viewers, we're playing the Dragon Heist adventure where the party is using the Stone of Golor, which they've spent months in real life and a couple weeks or 10 days in game time to obtain. And now we're being sidetracked by roleplay once more. So the stone indicates that he wants to acquire knowledge through travel, adventure, libraries, book reading, whatever. And it's actually, now that you're attuned, the eyes actually are animated now and blinking and kind of like they're like black holes, so you can't like see like pupils or anything like that moving around. But the skin is now like pliable, and it feels similar to like a scaleless fish. It's kind of like it feels alive in your hand now.
Oh, okay.
And the eyes are kind of like they feel kind of. Have you ever had like a marble where like marbles feel almost like so smooth they're almost like wet, but not like a wet marble? So if you touch the eyes, they're kind of like, that it's not responsive to like pain or anything. Like it's just animating. So the stone is actually feels alive, but it's still cool to the touch and feels not scaled like a lizard or a fish, but kind of like it's kind of like pliable, where it kind of like I'm thinking like a gummy bear or something, where it's like you can like push on it.
Okay. I think I think Aravan like thinks to himself, and he does ask his stone one last thing, and he says, do you know everything I know? Or can you read my mind? I guess.
I will soon.
Ooh.
And what do I get out of
Is
in
Aravan?
return for helping you?
He just says a cryptic, "We shall see." Also,
Okay.
just for fun, we're gonna get random gen 2 properties for the stone from the Dungeon Master's Guide. So,
Nice.
Kale,
I
if you
love
roll
it.
a dice 100, actually, this is that. We'll have Zach go first for the minor property.
Ooh.
Zach, roll a dice 100, and Kale, you can roll dice 100 for the major property.
Okay.
Wow, of course, I get the minor property. 14.
Okay.
73.
Uh, Kale, while attuned to the artifact, you gain proficiency in one skill of DM's choice. I choose nature.
Nature? Ooh, I don't have that now.
Unless you're okay, so you're gonna be proficient in nature, proficient as far as this stone is concerned. So,
Okay.
and then what did you roll, Kale?
A 73 is what I got.
Okay, while attuned to the artifact, you can use an action to cast one 6th level spell chosen by me. After
Wow,
you cast a
okay.
spell, roll a dice 6. If you roll a 1 through 5, you can't cast it again. So if you roll a 6 after casting, you get a repeated casting.
Okay.
So,
I like
6th
Stone
level
Thorn.
spell.
Oh my god, that's. True Sight might be a 6th level spell. I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to decide just yet. If anyone in the audience wants to pick a 6th level spell from the 5th edition Player's Handbook, we'll roll with that. Otherwise, I'll pick one in about 10 or 15 minutes. So.
Oh my god.
It's going to be a homebrew spell, actually, named Sponsor Us Goldfish. Receives an immediate sponsorship by a goldfish.
Zach. Yes, and then I roll a 6 again. I roll a 6 over and over on that one.
Yep, any
It
6th
gets
level
so
spell
nice.
from the audience from any of the classes in the 5th edition Player's Handbook.
So, while we're waiting for the audience to get this spell chosen,
Well, we're not going to wait for the audience. I have more to do, but go ahead.
while this the spell is being chosen by whatever means, is Erevan just sitting there with this moving stone, like Dr. Frankenstein?
I believe that Aravan has gone from looking at it to like closing his eyes and like just speaking internally with it.
That's not freaky at all.
I believe that Nathan, can we say that this happens over the course of the 4 hours, or over the course of 8 hours?
I think while you're attuned, your eyes look black and glassy, just like on the stone.
So I'm a badass.
Actually,
okay.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the picture a little bit closer. They're like a really dark, like
Greenish.
ocean green.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the depths of the ocean. So I'm gonna say your eyes look like a really deep. They look black from a distance. When you get close, it's actually like a dark sea green.
So
And all the
I'm
whites
just
of your eyes are
super
completely gone, so they're just black across all the way. I'll just show you another picture. I'm gonna try not to launch Steam this time.
awesome. All right, good job, Nathan. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, but it's definitely like a dark sea green, like the depths of the sea, so to speak. All right. You also
Create
feel that you can learn from this sentience, and mechanically you can cast basically the spell Legend Lore and learn some lore from it.
Oh, we actually got we actually had a audience submission of Create Undead as a 6th level spell, but it's up to you, of course. It's a DM. You said Legend Lore.
Yep. And it can be cast 3 times per day.
Oh,
right.
Okay, that's not a 6th level.
Kale, are you writing all this down on your character sheet, by the way?
Yes. I'll just I didn't write down the legend.
So nature proficiency, create undead.
Okay. And then
Legend lore 3 times a day, and then it recovers 1 dice 3 on the next morning. So if you cast Legend lore to learn some lore from it, you lose one of the 3 charges. And then the next day we'll roll a dice 6, and on a 1 or 2 it regains 1 charge, and a 3 or 4 it regains 2 charges, and on a 5 or 6 it regains all 3 charges.
Oh my gosh, this
Alright.
is. Oh my goodness, this is an awesome spell. Okay, wow. All right.
And you're still currently evil aligned, right? You're Drow.
Yep, I am a neutral evil.
Yes. So you feel very one in spirit with the ideas of the stone. You feel like you've met your match, and then as you're starting to get these inklings of like the lore and ideas, you kind of have these imaginations of like ancient secrets, and they're not secrets in like good. They're secrets in like secrets for blackmail, secrets for obtaining power. It's kind of like all
Oh.
the secrets in lore is almost like diabolical in nature. If that makes
Nathan,
sense.
so you know that I want Erevan to be the best guy ever. Thanks. So I believe that I'm going to I'm going to cast Legend Lore with a Stone of Golor, and my first question will be Dragon Horde. Or-
Okay, go ahead and take some inspiration for Erevan.
Oh, cool! Thank
Gonna
you.
need it. All right.
I'm
So
gonna need it. Oh God, Nathan, that's a scary.
so
thing.
you hear the voice that did you say Dragon Heist?
Dragon Horde.
Dragon Horde. Okay.
Yes.
And
Thinking
it
of that
says the horde of which dragon?
The Dragon of Waterdeep.
There are many dragons in this foul city.
Okay.
Oh, and just real quick, as a bit of lore, gold coins in Waterdeep are referred to colloquially as dragons. Like U.S. dollar is a buck. A gold coin in Waterdeep is referred to as a dragon. So it's not necessarily a dragon's hoard of coins. It's a hoard of dragon coins or a hoard of gold coins.
Okay. I believe that I I stop and I think about how I'm going to describe it. I'm going to say, the famous dragon horde that many are searching for.
All right, so I'll say you just mentally kind of like reveal like what you know about the this like the rumors of the horde, and you hear like in your mind you hear like an evil laugh. Yes, I know where it is exactly. 3 keys are required to enter that door. And just real quick, just seeing our audience, somebody joined in, and I said audience pick. The players obtained the Stone of Golor in our last session. They've just attuned to it, and we rolled in the Dungeon Master's Guide to randomly generate some of its characteristics. So its major characteristic was casting a 6th level spell. And so thanks for choosing Create Undead. Hopefully we'll have a lot of fun with that. So I'm excited. All right, so he mentions 3 keys needed, and also that the door is the door to a vault, and within the vault is a lair, and within the lair is a horde.
Ooh.
And within the horde are dragons beyond measure.
I believe
Dragons
that...
as in the coin, or
Unfortunately so, except that's revealed to Ervan, not to Sad.
sad. Speaking of my mind, it's like, are you thinking about dragons or coins? Which one are you trying to find here, real quick? It's just
if Sad
weirdly
casts
omniscient.
detect thoughts. If
It,
Sad uses detect thoughts
it's
on Erevan, can he hear
So
both sides?
No, you can hear a one-sided telephone conversation.
That'd be hilarious. Darn.
like I said, Eravan's thinking all of it. He's having this really deep moment with this rock, this sentient gummy bear rock. Also, I believe that whenever, like you said, whenever Eravan opens up his eyes, they're just like a deep sea green, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, so Eravan's eyes have changed.
Do I still have
color.
sunlight sensitivity due to this change of eyes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is this color change like permanent or temporary or what?
But you won't know unless he unattunes. I guess you could kill him and find out.
Oh my God, Nathan. Aravan, one of his now this is gonna be like a sucker punch to you right in the face, by the way, as a DM. Aravan, one of his bonds is that he's trying to find this dagger, this magical dagger that he lost in his travels, and he has a scabbard for it actually. That was his trinket. I believe that Aravan, it's the name of the dagger is Aja, so I believe the dagger is gonna say, "Where is Aja?" Now that he has his power to know.
Oh, it says buried deep beneath the mountains.
Buried deep beneath the mountains. Which mountains?
The mountains where you are now.
Thank you.
Mount Waterdeep.
Okay. Well,
Under mountain.
Dun, dun, dun.
I believe that.
I wonder which adventure we're doing
I believe
next.
that Aravan stands
I'm not plugging this at all.
I believe that Aravan stands up and he like dusts off his trench coat because it looks cool. I'm kidding. I actually don't know what he's wearing. Edgy, is that what you said? Whatever. Aravan.
No, I know. I never said.
Aravan gets up now that he's meditated all day. All day. Oh my God, he's probably been in there for like a full 24 hours with this rock.
Oh, hold on, we're not quite done yet.
Okay, sorry.
So we were still discussing the 3 keys to the vault.
Yeah.
I was actually going to just basically for the keys, I get another random table, which we could roll on, but I kind of had an idea just to pick from the table. So, do you guys have any care towards whether I just go with my selections, or do you want to just random gen the keys?
It's up to you, Nathan. Whatever you want to do.
We'll go with my intuition, and I'm just going to use my. Or Zach, did you have a comment?
No, I was gonna roll and see, and I got intuition, so it all works out.
Okay. All right. So we could actually dialogue about the keys. He mentions not he. I'm gonna refer to it as it. Keep the sentience. It's basically like a stone, so it doesn't really have a gender. So it reveals that there is a vault which requires 3 keys, and I'll kind of let you kind of do it. We can do a little Q&A. Let's keep it pretty quick so we can keep Zach engaged. And
how do we get?
But let's just quickly do that.
Where's the first key?
And not where, but what. What is the key?
I'm sorry, I thought I had my mic.
And what?
Go ahead.
And what is the vault, and what is the key?
Okay, what is the vault? What is the key?
I mean, the location helps too.
Oh.
And Satterless is hearing everything Aravan is saying, but none of the stuff that the stone is saying.
Yeah, Aravan kind of fills him in. He says like, "Hey, this is going on."
I think Aravan, your mind is kind of being dominated by your conversation telepathically with this thing. Not in like a necessarily negative way, but it's like taking your full attention, like when somebody's got your attention conversation.
Okay.
And you kind of like in the back, you can tell like there's an eavesdropper, and Sad is kind of like, you can kind of hear his mind mentally repeating everything you're saying.
Aravan doesn't really care. He says, "Sad, hush up, please. Be quiet."
All right. So go ahead and repeat your questions, Kel.
I believe that the Aravan, he says, "What is the first key? Where is this what?"
All right. The keys were made by the creators of the vault.
Who are the creators?
Old dwarves, now long dead.
Where?
Their short lives like dust.
What do they make the keys out of?
Dwarven art. Art.
Are you one of the keys?
No, I'm made by no dwarf.
Where did you come
That is an
from?
insult.
from the deep.
Oh, cool. Okay, back on track. Where is the first key?
Not where, but what.
Okay. What piece of dwarven art is the first key?
A song and dance.
I think I know a
Of
bard,
course,
or a kinku. What song? What dance? Am I worthy?
You almost get this like sigh, like
Excuse me.
a body song.
Excuse me. I'm
It
better
just
than this.
it is an old dwarven song called "Your Beardy Face."
Well,
There will be a
rock out
competition
with
coming
rock
up later in the session. We will actually perform this, I think. So.
uh,
well, being an
it's
elf,
so
you know that I
easy.
can't grow facial hair. But thank you.
Exorcist.
Moving on, I do have to ask after that ridiculous song. What is the next key?
The art of dwarven painting, or a painting of a dwarf.
Where's the third key? And what is the third key?
And on the second one, the painting is a dwarf or dwarves mining in the earth, basically like mining for things.
Okay.
With beards.
The third key is a dwarven creation, but not the creation at the forge, but the creation of ale, a cask of dwarven ale.
All right. So it sounds like we're having a very nice ceremony.
Bring these three keys before the door to the vault, and you shall gain entrance.
Okay. And my last question about this vault: is there a way to cheat the system and bypass all of these measures?
What do you mean by that?
Is there a way to get into the vault without using these keys that is obtainable and feasible?
Perhaps using magic or other knowledge, but this is the most common way of entering the vault, which is seldom entered.
Okay.
It basically lies dormant beneath the city.
And how do I get access to see the vault?
You must seek out the dead.
Okay. And
I think that's all we need.
I believe that's all we need.
No.
My next.
It isn't.
What dead should we seek out? What dead should we seek out?
The dead of the family Brandath.
Where would I find these dead?
In a city of dead.
Which lies beneath the city of Waterdeep, I'm assuming?
It's actually one of the wards of Waterdeep.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Do you remember previously? I can show the map.
Okay.
Do they just have like an
this
undead
is-
city?
No, they have a giant graveyard that's separately walled in.
Oh, makes sense. Okay.
Also,
I think I'm going to show half the map. So this is the city of Waterdeep, and the player hub.
we're somewhere in there.
Yeah, so the player hub is at the top of the city,
Okay.
and then down here is the top half. I guess I could just let the map fall. But there is an entirely walled area it's like the graveyard. So player hub is up here, right? So
Yeah.
the walled city of the dead is like right here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Airvan says, do you have ill intention for me and my companions? Stone? And what should I call you?
How do you know my stone?
Well, I know that you are called famously the Stone of Golor, but I'm sure that you don't like to be named after something and instead have your own name. Am I wrong? You are Golor Stone by nature, but I'd like you to be my stone, or maybe I'd be your patron. What is it that you would like to be called?
Gem.
We can if anybody wants to come up with a name for the audience, we can let the audience pick a name for it. Probably something kind of
Epic.
not English sounding, but like some foreign language. Maybe I'm thinking like you would say, like, if you said a name underwater, it would sound like saying a name underwater, like blah, 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 or something.
How do you type that, Nathan? How do you type that? The stone one. No.
I'll just type it into the chat here.
The petrified one. The stone one. I am the stone one.
I don't know. There's some random sounds there.
The way you type it, Kale, is drunk.
Okay. Moving on. You guys come up with that. We'll move on with the story further. Oh, so that's what you'd like to be called. I shall call you that from now on.
Yeah, it's almost unpronounceable. It's like blum, 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 blum. And we'll fill in the details here in a moment. But essentially, that's it. Okay, and so seek out the dead of the Brandath family. There you will find the vault entrance.
And will you be my companion from this point forward? I shall serve you with all the knowledge you seek if I get the knowledge I want from you.
Yeah, he just kind of again refers to his cryptic. We shall see.
Definitely.
But you almost sound like he's already getting bored with your conversation. Kind of like he knows everything already.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, thank you.
Any final questions, or shall we go to the next scene?
I believe that.
I think it's about it all.
Yeah. Hang on. He. Everyone says, "Hey, Sad, I'm about to hang up. Anything else you want to say?"
He shrugs and says, "Anything else?" in Aravan's voice. Then he shrugs again and then repeats after Aravan and says, "Hang up."
I just go and put the Stone of Gold in my pocket without responding to Sad.
So if you forget to press the hang up button, then it's just kind of like the phone line is still open in your pocket.
You just have like this mental dial
the
tone.
3 eyes, Nathan. Oh my god.
Yeah. The top one is the selfie cam, the bottom one is the hang up, and the middle one is like your app store.
I throw it out the window due to the references that are definitely out of chronological order.
Yeah.
It's a we already have fantasy email. I don't know why you have a problem with this.
I have a problem with this.
The top eye still also functions as Face ID, so you don't have to put in you don't have to touch it or anything. You just look at it and it accesses you.
Yeah, thanks, Nathan. Yeah, then it just accesses me. Like just looking at it just gives it access into my brain. All right. So.
This spell lasts for 10 minutes, so I guess it's been about 10 minutes worth of conversation. So we'll say the spell ends, and you still kind of have a mental touch, but if you want to have any sort of lore digging, you'll have to use one of the 3 charges.
Yeah, but
so it has 2 charges now.
I can just kind of
for the
talk
day,
to it, right?
Yeah, you can kind of have an idle not a deep conversation.
Yes!
But you can have conversation.
I have a Pokedex now. I'll be like, what is this Pokemon? Or what is this enemy? And then it'll tell me in my mind without having to actually cast a spell.
Yeah. Since with your 2 eyes you can see in 3 dimensions, with its 3 eyes, we'll say it can see 4th dimensionally. So
can I see 4th dimensionally?
All right. No, you're not the son of Golor. You're a filthy drow.
Okay. I do have to ask Nathan that if I die with it in my hand, that I do end up getting transferred. My soul gets transferred, even though that probably isn't the way that works at all. All right, off we go to the City of the Dead, I guess.
All right.
dusk.
So we're not getting any names for it. So if we don't get a name soon, we're gonna go with Lump Bump.
Blump. Come on.
It's like limp and bump, only we're gonna kind of cut out the vowels.
But that doesn't sound cool. Okay, Aravan says, Right, one last thing. I'm
That's the
sorry.
point.
I'm sorry. Oh, great one. Oh, wise one. I cannot pronounce your name. What name do you actually prefer? That's in common, please.
Bump.
Bump. Bump.
Oh, bump. Oh, wise one. I
Oh,
am
I'm
your
hearing from
prophet.
my bump again.
By the
The
way,
bump is talking.
wait. So I can read
I have a
Aravan's
bump
mind.
in my pocket.
So I can
Yes,
read
you have a
Aravan's
bump
mind.
in your pocket.
Aravan doesn't actually like idolize him like he's putting off. But, whoops. Okay, moving on.
That's a nice bump you have there.
Thanks.
Mhm.
I am wearing sweatpants. Moving on. Moving on.
All right.
Can't just be sweatpants.
So, why don't you guys talk about what you want to do next? I think you're going to wait and assemble the party. So why don't you talk about your plans for seeking this out? I had Thanksgiving meal for lunch and I skipped supper, and now I'm like hungry for some reason. So I'm gonna go grab a snack real fast. So if you guys want to take a few minutes and talk about what to do, or if you want to engage with the audience, come up with a plan of attack for the mission. I think you've got enough information to actually proceed to the end of the adventure. So talk it over, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna grab a snack.
All right.
Okay. I believe. So Zach, Aravan is gonna meet up with everyone and say, "Hey guys, getting a double what? I don't know what you said. Oh, yeah. Okay. At least it doesn't
A
look
double entendre.
What does that mean? I'm unaware of what that
Uh,
means.
I forget the specifics. I'm in a college writing class. I should know.
I am too, but I've never seen that I've never seen that word before.
No, it's like a pun, but not exactly. I need to.
Whatever.
It's a word or phrase open to two interpretations, one of which is usually risque or indecent. That's right.
Okay, that's fair. Oh yes, but
Yeah.
I believe that that Jose is gonna be less quiet this session. He's starting to kind of come out, and no, I do not mean out of the closet.
Double entendre.
He's starting to he's gonna kind of be like more social, I believe. And like Caitlin, she's not trusting of Aravan, like hardly at all, because she's a very good person and Aravan's a very not good person. Aravan is definitely way into money and gold more than what he is into being friends with people. And now that he has this extremely powerful artifact, he is not going to give it up. Not with anything. I believe that he's going to go insane before he gives the stone away.
That's fair. I agree with the. Wow, that was. Yep.
What?
Somebody's dying.
Could you hear me? Could you hear me?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. I was like, I muted my mic. What's going on?
It was just really sudden with the visual that I couldn't hear. But anyway, so like it's definitely gonna be like a really fun party dynamic that won't really fit together. Sad and Aravan are probably gonna be doing pretty well, and so is Cariz and Aravan, even though that Cariz is a paladin. He's a paladin for Tempest, and he's like pretty technically evil, but in a good way. He's a vigilante. In like the technical sense of D&D, but like as for the actual moral sense, he's more of a vigilante. Yeah. So what we're probably going to have to do is we're going to have to find where these the dance and song are, which we might have to ask Mr. Nobleboy, Prince Ottigan, because he probably know a bit about that. We need a bit of art and a bit of ale, which we probably have somewhere in the Wayward Dice. Of course, we have to find the City of the Dead.
The City of the Dead is just a part of the city.
Well, yeah, we know where it is. We have to find the people there, though.
True.
That's the hard part.
Did we write down the name of the family?
Well, we'll tell Nathan we did.
Okay, yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, except that won't help us at all because
Yeah, we're going to that family that you told us about. How about you tell us its name? Just to see if you remember, Nathan.
Zach, I am very pleased with the way that you interact with everything.
It will work out very well. Fun fact: while this whole situation's going down, we're all kind of like calming down, preparing for this nighttime escapade into the graveyards. A great thing to do during high school. Sad has found out how to do rituals from other, two rituals from other caster types.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna have a familiar.
I need to finish
He's
leveling
gonna
up
have a
Eravan.
familiar.
Eravan's not completely done leveling up. But
All right. Well, I think that's all we really have there.
that's not all we have there. Okay, Eravan, level up. Okie dokie. Oh yeah, he gets bonus stuff. All right, he definitely has. Yep, he's way better now. Wait a second. Should I have done that? Hang on. I actually don't know if I want to do one of these two things. Cancel. Whoops.
That's not vague.
I'm.
All right, I think that's really all we can discuss. What else do we got to waste some filler time? Oh wait, here he is.
Oh,
Here is
Nathan.
the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the teacher, the educator, the DM, the man drinking a bottle of water, closing a bottle of water, not drinking it, putting it down, closing his door, walking back. It's honestly amazing. It's Nathan, the boy, the man, the teacher, the educator, the DM.
Nathan.
And all my chips and salsa.
Nathan, Zach's being really weird.
Chips and salsa. Look, I'm trying to make some energy here. Have some fun. Be positive.
Eravan's got energy in his pocket.
That sounds dangerous.
Right, so why don't you guys go ahead and describe, I guess you've selected your PCs already, and then describe what the plan of attack is.
Sad is going to begin a ritual. Finding a familiar, because he's a warlock and can just take whatever he wants from whatever other groups.
Real quick.
Incantations. If it's a ritual.
Also.
But only 2 of them.
Oh, sorry.
At first level.
Go ahead and pick out your familiar then. Or have you already picked one out, Zach?
No, that's gonna give me a moment. I'll figure that one out in just a second.
So Eravan, upon leveling up, whenever he did, I did actually pick a feat, and I forgot to tell you about it. So now I took the dark elf magic feat, which is once a day you can cast Dispel Magic and Levitate, and you can cast Detect Magic at will. So basically, I've kind of like pulled into my elven ancestry and that kind of power. So now I can pretty much cast Detect Magic almost at any given time. And I can also float.
Drow have a couple other magic spells available to them as well.
Yeah, they do. Such as darkness. So it's dancing lights, darkness, and fairy fire. Are the other ones they get. But now I can cast Detect Magic at will, so I can kind of just know where things are and be cool.
Can you go ahead and describe what your guys' plan of attack is, or let's let Zach do the familiar first, and then we'll do the party.
Could it be a pet rock?
Nope. If you look at the spell list, it gives a list of things to choose from.
Nathan might let you do Pseudo Dragon Imp or Quasit.
No.
No.
In that case, it'll just be a bat. No, spider. It'll be a spider. I think our boy likes spiders. For now, it'll be a spider.
Do you like them because you eat them? Birds eat spiders. You do you think?
That is true.
Wait.
I don't think.
Why don't you take a raven?
Oh, I like that.
Can it be a crow?
Yes.
Yes. All right. It's gonna be a crow.
Yeah. So if the stats in the book are for raven, we'll just rename it crow.
Yeah. Cause what's the difference?
Okay. So go ahead and describe the plan for the party. How you're gonna go about this. Then we'll start the next scene.
Okay. Well, I believe that we just planned on going over to the wall, the city of the dead. Yes. and approaching it and trying to get over the walls, I guess.
Or just enter it
Yeah, get into
legally
it basically.
for once.
But I thought from the way that I got it, it's hard to get into. Is that inaccurate?
So the City of Dead is like they have like castles. They have like the outer wall and inner walls and like a keep and so on. Waterdeep is a large metropolis. It does have an outer wall, and then it does have a palace, which is also like a fortress. But the City of Dead is where it's got trees and that sort of thing, and like mausoleums and all that sort of stuff. But it's walled and heavily patrolled at night, and also locked. The gates are actually closed at night, in case like there's like dead walking, that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like to protect the rest of the city from the graveyard in the nighttime. In the daytime, it's open for people to do visits. But so in the daytime, the gates into the City of the Dead, like this walled area, the graveyard is bigger than many cities. So it's a very, very large graveyard.
Okay. Well, so it's closed at night. Well, let's look at the shadows. Let's see how hard it would be to get in.
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, like, Aravan is gonna kind of try and like look around since it's dusk, or since I guess it's nighttime now. Aravan's going to approach and try and basically get in, or try to basically figure out a way in to bypass the guards without worrying about anything else.
Well, everybody in the city would know that the gates are locked at night.
Mm-hmm.
In the daytime, the gates are open. So in the daytime, you can just walk right in.
What time do the gates close?
Sunrise and sunset.
So we met at dusk. So they literally
Also,
just closed.
Don't forget about the 3 keys as well.
With
So we
Carice,
kind of need to know what your plans are for the keys and what your plans are for approaching the City of the Dead. Now you can go at night, but then you'll have the issue of the entire graveyard is surrounded by walls and closed.
Is there a place in the town where dwarves would be more likely to go? Like, like a dwarven town, kind of like Chinatown,
No, there's not like a dwarf region, but there are lots of dwarves living here. You also have 2 dwarves in the party.
Oh yeah, they just cussed out Aravan. All right, Aravan's gonna approach them in the middle of the night, mind you, and knock on their door.
with Carice, Gutjack.
Yeah, so if you don't have any luck with them, so Aravan has no luck getting anything out of them, and the door gets shut in his face. So you have to try some of that.
I believe before Aravan leaves, he unhinges the door and then just kind of leaves it there. So whenever they touch it, it'll just fall over. But then he starts to leave and he sits down and discusses with the group of people, and he says, "Hey guys, do you guys have any ideas on where we should go? Or Nathan, I guess, do we have any kind of like knowledge of where we would go to learn about this music? Maybe any dwarven bards by chance?"
Gutjack raises his hand.
Oh yes, Gutjax, you in the corner.
Is there not a dwarf-run tavern anywhere nearby?
Hey DM, are there any dwarven-run taverns nearby that we know of?
Hello, God, where can I get some beer?
Aravan asks the Stone of Golor. Hey, Bump, let me just cast a spell real quick. Tell me where the nearest dwarven tavern is. Yes, Aravan asks that without casting legend lore. He says, "Hey, where's the nearby dwarven tavern, friend?" Oh,
Ask the dwarves.
I already asked the dwarves. You know what happened? You watched what happened. Where's the nearest
So
dwarven
does
tavern?
anybody else ask the dwarves, or do you want to actually go like searching without asking the dwarf that are already in the building?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Aravan was trying to ask him. He was trying to say, "Hey, where's the nearest dwarven tavern?"
Gutjax alone would go to ask them about a dwarf tavern that dwarves frequent.
So first the drow asks the dwarves for information. Now the orc is asking the dwarves for information.
Yeah.
I feel like you're doing it wrong.
Maybe.
Gutjax Gutjax is blissfully unaware of these sort of racial issues. He's a slaver, not a philosopher.
Yeah, the lawful good dwarf cleric is not really down with your like race, your parentage, and your line of work.
Well, he's no longer a slaver. Okay. Well, we are doing this wrong. The door that's no longer on its hinges, I'm assuming, has fallen to the floor.
There we go. I fixed the thing. Oh, yeah, so I guess you just poke the door and then it falls over.
Yeah, Gutjax, not knowing that the door was dehinged, went to knock on the door and asks the question, gets sent away, back to the table.
Mhm.
I think my half of the party's kind of ready to give up. Sad isn't, but they're ready to give up with those two. So Kariz and Gutjax are.
Lakaelin is going to walk up and politely knock on the door that's laying on the ground. She's going to, like, hit the ground and say, "Hello, I have some questions to ask you all. Both of you, I apologize for the rude awakening in the middle of the night many times over again."
Well, they're already up now, so I think, and they don't actually sleep in the same room. They're not actually married. They were just betrothed.
She's going to go to Prince Ottigan.
I think the prince sleeps in his own. He's in his own room, and Luckface sleeps in the common room. She's probably not even in bed though. She's probably up drinking downstairs.
Knowing her.
Oh, dwarf ale, probably. The Caitlin is going to walk over to Prince Ottigan's room, knock on the door that's on the ground, and then say, "Hello, am I welcome to enter?"
To Ottigan's room?
Yes.
Yeah, so just go ahead and let's go ahead and do the
Okay.
skip the formalities. Let's actually, I want to do the adventure. So
Hello. Do you know where the nearest by dwarven tavern is, or where I could find some dwarven ale, even?
Yeah, so he can give you a location to where to buy some in town.
Mhm.
And then what do you need the tavern for?
To find that song,
Which song?
the dwarven beard song.
There's a lot of dwarven beer songs.
Beard.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish your beard was a beer.
No, not that one. No.
My beard jungle in the morning.
No, not that one either. Not that one either.
Beards.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
We'll try it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Lakaelin immediately rushes down to Erevan and
The golden beard.
confronts him with the problem of there are way too many dwarven beard songs that we need him to be specific. So Erevan fires up his legend lore spell and has another question session. Hey, what's the name of that dwarven beard song that we need to know for the key, the second key, the first key? Mm-hmm.
Your memory's good enough. You would remember it was called Your Beardy Face.
Your beardy face. Your beardy face. Let's write that down. Okay.
Yeah, beardy with a Y at the end, not bearded.
Yeah, no face. Okay, and what's the name of the dwarven? Hey, where's the nearest by? Never mind. He's remembering, not asking. Erevan, being the smart fellow he is.
Yeah, and Prince Ottigan's still going on and on. My beard brings all the dwarves to the yard.
Lakaelin has walked back up the stairs at this point now, while he's continued talking, and she says, "Your beauty face. Can you teach me that song, or at least give me some sheet music for it? And here, I'll take it on this stone, and we can download it."
Oh, and he said, "Yeah." So he says, your beardy face is a duet."
Oh.
And he kind of like, you see a tear like well up in his eyes when he recalls that when he was younger, that he and the princess used to actually sing it together.
Yeah.
And to each other.
Hang on.
And he says, all we need are two sets of bagpipes. It's a bagpipe song.
Hang on real quick. You said that she forgot her memory, right? She doesn't have her memories anymore. The princess.
Her memory is very spotty.
Her memory might be spotty, but maybe singing this song with her will restore those memories. Would you like to come with us?
Yes, we must obtain some bagpipes first, or it won't work. It's impossible to sing without bagpipes.
I'll provide the bagpipes. Lakaelin immediately sends Jose to go find some bagpipes anywhere in the middle of the night.
Tuesday returns with 2 dead sheep.
2 dead sheep? No. Bagpipes.
Oh, that's what it's made out of.
Not cloth pipes.
All right, give me an investigation
okay.
check to see if you can come up with those in the middle of the night.
Oh.
DC 15.
DC 15? Alright, Jose, don't fail me now, boy. Hang on. Jose, you get a investigation. You get like a thing. You get that one thing that I can see. Oh, yeah, -1. Pretty. That's really pretty.
God.
Alright, Nathan. Moment of truth. I rolled a 13 -1.
12.
Yeah. Do I find some bagpipes?
No. He did have the bright idea to check the taverns.
Oh, I
But
found some taverns.
no bagpipes available there. Maybe the next day you can look for some bagpipes. In fact, the next morning you'll probably need to go buy some ale as well.
Yes.
If someone in the
Dwarven
chat
art.
wants to give us the name of a dwarven ale house, or just maybe like a brewery that would be in the city.
I like it. So now.
And then the other key was that painting of a dwarf miner.
Painting the dwarf miner. Oh yes.
Minor
hey,
as in.
Prince Ottigan, are you
Or is it
yes,
an
slightly
artist? Are you an artist? Zach, I hate you. Prince Ottigan, are you an artist? Can you paint me this? And she pulls out
No.
a perfect painting of the dwarven art thing that she needs, but it's only for convenience and it doesn't actually exist. Can you paint this for me, or can you at least trace it?
Let's hurry this along. It's already 11:15, and we're still at the Wayward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent an hour discussing the start of the adventure. So, all right. So we'll say the next morning when everything opens for business. Do you guys want to hire singers, or do you want to pursue the 2 dwarves going back and forth in the duet?
Let's perceive the inevitable.
Okay. So just for the sake of discussion or role play, you guys come up with a set of bagpipes on loan.
Yes.
To try before you buy, so to speak. So you've got them for a day. You have to return them the next morning. So you've got some bagpipes you can use. You were able to find a cask of dwarven ale from a nearby tavern. No suggestions from the audience. So this distillery is called the Griffin's Gullet. All right. So you've got a cask of Griffin's Gullet ale, good dwarf stout ale there, and
This is some sour.
kind of got a weird aftertaste unless you're a dwarf, in which case it's delicious. And then also, if you want to find the painting, who's going to look for that painting, like a painting around town?
Aravan's just gonna look for one on a wall, and if he finds it, he takes it.
Okay, give me an investigation.
Okay.
Check. Same D.
He rolled
I think Cariz will also look for a painting.
Okay.
It's
Aravan
yours.
rolled a 6 + 0.
I got a 2. Cariz is vaguely aware of what a painting is to begin with.
Okay, apparently
So-
there's a shortage of paintings of dwarves mining the earth in the immediate ward where you guys have checked. Is there anyone who's good at painting in the house?
Lakaelin probably can paint, like, barely. Probably better than... She can paint better than Aravan. Jose's a great painter. All of his time he's had
I feel
alone.
like Gutjax has a deep-seated desire to be an artist that was it was a job that he'd always wanted, but his parents never allowed him to have. Oh, you have to be a warrior. You're an orc. Ah! But he's honed his skills over the years.
Nice.
So who you gonna have make the painting?
Get checked your juice.
I was gonna say Jose probably, because Jose is definitely an artist. He's
Okay, so he's gonna try his hand at painting a dwarf miner. We'll come back to that soon.
okay.
You have come up with a cask of dwarven ale from the Griffin's Gullet, and now it's time for the song. So here's how we're going to break this up. So this will be our Wayward Dice does art. I actually paint, so I'm going to go paint Jose's painting off camera because my painting supplies are not here. You guys are going to do the duet. Who wants to do the parts of Prince Ottigan, who's the male dwarf? Who wants to do the part of Luckface, who's the abused and broken female Luckface dwarf pet?
Well, Zach, we both know who the dominant man in this world is.
Well, I thank you for your sacrifice in playing Luckface.
All right,
we all know that.
So Zach, you're Prince Ottigan, and Kale, you're Luckface.
Real quick though, before you do that, quick commend to Nathan. In fact, this art piece we see right down here is of Nathan's work. So quick little small round of applause to him. Whatever he said he painted. Good job, Nathan. Yep, there you go, Zach. That right. Nope.
This
to
one?
your left. Yes, that one.
Yes.
There you go. So good job, Nathan. Looks beautiful.
Okay, so if you guys want to go back and forth and kind of come up with some lyrics, we're just going to do some improvisational. I don't know if you guys are up for some improv, but the
Zach.
general gist, that was a joke, the general gist of the song, I'll let you guys kind of like take over, and maybe some of the audience can throw out lyrics. Hopefully it will be kind of like it kind of goes to bagpipes. So think of like an Irish jig type of song. Your beardy face is like the first line. So it starts off, your beardy face, and depending on the region, there's different follow-ups, or maybe each... I'm not good at music composition, that's why I'm dumping this on you guys, but something about
I'm not either.
Your beardy face in this lonely place, and such on and so forth and so on. So I'll let you guys come up with that. We have a time limit, so we have less than 5 minutes. So in less than 5 minutes, we have to be back with our completed compositions, and we're just going to roll with whatever it is. So I'm going to try to do mine in like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'll be right back.
Kale, look at your phone.
I am.
You like the idea?
Yes, I love it. I'm definitely making lyrics right now.
All right. Oh, we don't have to sing the whole thing, 'cause I can't do that. I can sing songs that I know. That's a thing.
Okay, I have it.
I hope our entire audience is ready to just stop
I've got
watching
it.
us. I mean, Kale here, he's the choir boy, and then
I'm the quiet boy.
yeah, I sing in my car sometimes. That's about my experience. We do need a guest singer. I definitely agree. So what are these lyrics that you designed? Where are they? Keep in mind, I don't know the song as well as I wish I did.
I have it. It's beautiful. It's so good. Except, I've got to sing it
Alright.
like this. Zach, I don't know
Now,
how
keep
you're
in
gonna
mind,
do
this
this.
is
You gotta keep beat. You've got to keep beat.
Alright, send me what am I gonna do? Zodigan's got the
yes.
deep voice.
Oh yes. I'll copy paste this. Select all. Copy.
Alright.
All right, Zachary, you shall get it. Paste, because people shall see this very soon. Very, very soon. What? Why is there a YouTube video already? I'm very hesitant. I'm not gonna click on this with my my other thing. I've gotta use it on my desktop.
Don't worry.
No, I'm not looking at that.
milkshake
I
with
am
lyrics.
not going on that. I will just go back to looking at the stream. Thank you very much.
Alright, I'm gonna mute my mic and practice a little.
La di da di da, la di la 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 da da da. Oh no, don't worry. We have a different beat to it. The beat of the song is gonna be Amazing Grace. Just like your beauty face. It's the price for Nathan though, so you gotta be shushed about it, hushed about it. We're gonna surprise Nathan what it is. We'll come up with that one in a little bit. I've actually heard that song before. It's just Zach sent that in a message, and I found it super funny because it rhymes. I don't know when he'll be back. I don't know when anyone's gonna be back, and I'm thirsty. I have to go to the bathroom. So, everybody, I have words to say. Zach is a beautiful singer, and Nathan is a beautiful artist, and I'm just a beautiful person. Like, but yeah. So what do you guys think of the show so far? Oh, you could hear me. Crap. Sorry, Zach. You're also still muted, friend.
I know. I said I was practicing music.
Yes. So I have the most lovely song for you to hear me sing in a short amount of time. So yeah. I guess I could sing it for you and then mute my mic over here on the stream audio if you want to hear it. So you could have it. Sound good?
Sure. We'll be right back. Stream.
No, Zach.
Yeah, we probably do.
Probably. You're right. Okay. Ready, Zach?
Ready. I like it.
What do you think? You like it?
I
Okay.
will.
It's unmuted now.
I like it.
We're unmuted now.
I'll do the part. I'll do the parts in the parentheses.
Okay, hang on a second.
Part, any part.
Hang on a second, guys. Hang on. Zach, hang on. They can't hear you, but they can hear me. So, Zach, go ahead and do your part. That's all you're going to do? I love it. Good luck. Yeah, I could probably do that as an output. Yeah, definitely. Send it to me on something other than text. Oh, hang on. They can hear you now. Yeah, they can hear you now. So I could probably run it super quiet in my background. Oh, you sent it on Discord? Okay. Hang on, guys. Hang on. We'll have you. You'll see it soon. I don't promise. Wait, Zach. Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying. Okay, I gotcha. Oh my god, no. Such a travesty. I'm not prepared for this, I'll be honest. But you know what? We'll be able to do it. We can do it. I just need to change the audio settings so Discord isn't overwhelming. Okay. Discord is going to be at an 8. Hang on. Hang on a second. Trying to make it run. It's so quiet that I can't hear it. Whoops. Right? Beautiful. That's overwhelmingly loud. But beautiful. Could you guys hear that? Audience members.
You know,
could you hear it?
Our one audience member, because we are a very professional, very popular group.
One that's commenting, of course.
Yeah, one audience member and
Zach, we're not using this.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
it was a good idea in heart.
It's too much. Oh, Nathan's back. All right, guys. Sorry about that wait. Nathan.
Yeah.
Reveal the lovely painting.
Well, I think we'll do the song first because it needs to dry.
All right.
Do we though? All right, Zach.
So you guys are assembled in the main area of the Wayward Dice with many of the adventures around, and there's been much cajoling and kind of prepping of Luckface in preparation for the duet.
Okay.
And Odigan's like on the verge of tears.
Yes, Luckface looks into his eyes, and they just gaze. Except her stare is just like a dead stare that
Who's
has
gonna
no
play the
feeling.
bagpipe?
Definitely Kaylin.
And also, because we got two bagpipes, also Satterless.
You know what?
I think Satterless mimics the bagpipes, so he's like a second bagpipe.
They only let us do like the rent to own, like the you know, but try before you buy. You know, they only let us use one because they didn't trust us with two of them. It'd be too big of a loss.
Yes.
So we had.
And
them
he's
play
just
all the
perfectly
notes.
mimicking the noise.
Yes. All right.
I like it.
Like. Okay. Zach, you ready to go? All right.
I will never be ready to go.
Luckface is just staring, like this dead, like just blank, emotionless stare. And Luckface's eyes as she does this, she goes.
Okay, both of you make performance checks, and then we'll get started.
Oh, okay, yes, I like how it determines it. All right. What does Luckface get on charisma?
Like minus, I want to say 3.
Cause she rolled a 17. She did pretty darn good.
I also rolled a 17.
Can we just go with vanilla rolls, Nathan?
Yeah. Yep. Go for it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. And for now, we have the Song of Many, Bearded Face. All right, Beardy Face. Your beardy face in this lonely place, it keeps me up all night.
While I'm on.
It brings me further, for I couldn't take any more. If it weren't for your beardy face. I have a question. Does Luckface like get like a bam of memories back after singing this with him?
Yeah, she immediately remembers the second verse. All right, improv. Here we go.
I don't even know the second verse music yet.
It could not be shaved forth. That is a travesty. Because those
the hair must be very long.
Lovely. 'Cause we sing songs that I know I love you because of your big beardy face.
Cha-cha-cha.
And then she kisses Prince Odigan.
Hey, Odigan is taken by surprise.
All right, inspiration all around. That was beautiful.
Nice.
That was really touching, actually.
Physically.
I'd like to think that just for like sadness, that she totally she remembered everything and then she forgot it after the kiss.
And then
Like,
just
she literally forgot about the kiss even. Is that a thing, Nathan, or does she actually like remember everything now?
Yeah, short-term memory loss, sure. Remember,
Oh
she was
God,
tortured for years, so
yeah.
It's not coming back anytime soon.
So Prince Nottingham
Song
has
ain't gonna
has
do
a
nothing.
couple seconds of like bliss, while he knows it's probably gonna be gone. So
yeah.
so she kisses him. What does Nottingham do, Zach? Since you're playing Prince Nottingham.
Now, I think his nickname is Fire Tusk. He actually has 2 tusks of boars like braided into his fiery red beard. So when she goes in for the kiss, I think she gets like a boar tusk to the face. So I don't know if she actually like connects with him or she just connects with the tusk.
She's just
Maybe.
impaled. Yeah, whatever. Oh great.
Yeah.
Oh
Or
great.
she kind of like parts the tusks, and I don't know. You can use your imagination. That's as far as I'm willing to go with
Blood
that.
for the blood god.
Why did that have to get clipped? Why did that have to get clipped?
God dang.
Why did that? Why is the link / smiling oblique potatoes? Like it's
God,
like
I'm watching.
there's
I
not
love
even an e. It's just potatoes. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Do we hear like a click? Is the first key there? Yeah. Oh,
man, that's
Nathan,
great.
Nathan,
All right.
the artwork, the artwork.
So the you guys have remembered the song, which means when you get down to the vault, you can actually perform it to get in. So this is kind of like your dress rehearsal.
No, we
Right?
were there. We were there, Nathan.
No, you're in the
We
Wayward
were-
Dice. As was it Jose that did the painting, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he comes down and he's like, "This is my 7th attempt."
Aravan says in a completely like dick manner. He says, "That just looks like a Viking standing before the ocean, in a city in a sea of ash. It should do fine."
It's called "Miner Finds Gold in the Dark" by Water.
Thank you, Jose, for the sentiment.
It's an original composition.
Thank you, Jose, for the beautiful sentiment. Now, can we actually have the real mining dwarf picture? I guess we'll just have to do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great night.
Speed painting. All right. So,
Yes.
It looks very good. It's very good.
I apologize to artists everywhere.
It looks pretty good
Yeah.
for like a random.
Sad is clapping. He loves it.
Well,
He
watercolor
squats
is the wrong
forward.
medium for speed painting, so you have to wait for it to dry. Anyways.
I like it.
Sad squawks more bagpipe noise in celebration.
Hang on,
the
Zach.
painting.
Zach. Satellus can mimic any noise he's heard. Technically, a culmination of all the voices in the music is counted as a noise, so he can just play it back like a recorder, and then he'll just all of it at once.
So you got to squawk the
know.
whole thing by yourself, Zach. Good luck.
That's.
All right.
I'm not a singer.
Oh yeah, and I think
Kill, you're the.
So just for the sake of time, you guys,
when we get to the
When-
vault,
when
because it's midday.
when do you go to City of the Dead? Daytime or nighttime?
Right before dusk.
Okay. So right before dusk, the sun will be setting in probably half hour and an hour. The 6 of you arrive there with a set of bagpipes, and you approach. Eventually, you've been kind of like wandering around, but you eventually approach
I have a question.
none other than the mausoleum of House Brandath.
Real quick, my question before we go, before we enter the city of the dead, Aravan would like to try and find a bag of holding. Does he find one?
No.
He has gold.
Nope.
Zach, why? We need.
Okay, so remember, it's wintertime, so the only thing missing from this picture is the snowfall. But basically, there's a double door entrance into the mausoleum. It's kind of like snow drifted over the entrance there. And we'll say you're about 30, 40 feet away, but you can clearly make out the letters of the Brandath family over the mausoleum.
Okay.
All right.
It's one of the nicer mausoleums. They must have been a wealthy family, or might still be a wealthy family.
Oh,
It's
they must.
very nice.
Yeah. Oh wait. So we're literally
If they're
grave
alive.
robbing. We're grave robbing.
Effective.
No, people visit the dead all the time.
Hello, Dad. How are you?
Aravan clinches the stone of Golor and says, "Is this the place? Is this the place?"
Is this the place?
Is this the place?
Do you bring the stuff?
Mr.
You bring the stuff, Aravan. You bring the art. You bring the dance.
Exactly. I think he's like a really bump. What is it? Where we need?
Son, why are you talking to that random rock in your hand? Rocks don't talk.
Zach. I literally just like clinched it. I didn't like pick it up and say, where do I go? I'm just like holding it in my hand. I'm just speaking to it telepathically. I'm not like speaking loud. Be like, hey.
It says.
I just hold it up to my nose. Hey, I'm trying to find this right now.
Roger.
Shut up, helicopter. I know. Military. I know, not helicopter, but for whatever reason, I want a helicopter. Come on, Nathan. I have to pee.
Oh, you need to take a break?
No, because I don't want to pause the entire stream.
We need to get the plot done.
So it says back one word. It says indeed.
Oh, cool. Thanks. And I try to like slip it like a gold piece into one of the eyes. Like, I'm kidding. I don't do that. Aravan puts it in the pocket and he says, "Perform my monkeys of song and dance."
All right. So let me go ahead and describe. You saw the picture there.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the city of the dead. Normally there would be lots of grass everywhere and so on, but with the heavy snowfall from the last few days, and especially today and yesterday, there's now a large accumulation, like I mentioned, the drifted snow drifting over the entrance. The only sort of vegetation visible are all the trees kind of like surrounding it. So basically this mausoleum, we'll call it kind of like a 50-foot square. There's some like broken pillars in front of it, and surrounding it on several sides are like these elm and birch trees which have lost their leaves, and so it's kind of like nestled between a little grove of trees with some broken pillars and lots of drifted snow. But the above ground portion of the mausoleum is about 50-foot square,
All right.
and it's the path going to it's maybe like 30 feet off the main walkway, the main road. So you're kind of like on the main road looking at it from like about 30 feet away.
Aravan asks he asks the stone. He says, "Are there any threats nearby?"
You cannot sleep when the monsters are nearby.
So just so you know, we're not going to use the stone of Golor that way.
Oh, okay.
Like we're not gonna like use it as like a gameplay breaking like kind of like item.
Oh, okay.
Probably wouldn't know to begin with.
It tells Aravan no metagaming. Okay, sorry.
So remember, it has. In fact, let's see. I think I feel like it does have eyes. I'll have to think about how it like senses the environment. It can communicate with you telepathically, so it can like kind of like understand your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it probably sees through my eyes and hears through my ears and such.
No, I think it can see like dim shapes, like if you're looking underwater.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you were underwater in the ocean, you could see dimly, and like the more brightly lit it is, maybe like the more it can see, and the less brightly lit, the less it can see. And it also might be able, when you're telepathically communicating, it might perceive some of your senses. Like if you can hear things or feel things or see things, it can maybe see a little bit through your own senses. But we'll say it's very dim and muted.
Okay.
But maybe just like it was able to make out the very large letters in the stone that said Brandath, and it said indeed. But it's not going to be like a magic like proximity detector or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me about this. But
it's more of a lore kind of store.
It's like reading a book in a sense.
But it does have 3 eyes on it, so we'll say it has some sort of like awareness of its environment. Because I think it also reads books, so you can like, yeah. I think it's already asked you for books actually. So.
Airman is he's going to go ahead and like walk into the mausoleum and look around, being wary of unwanted guests.
Okay, so as he approaches the mausoleum, the large elm tree off to the right by the pillars animates and walks over in front of you between you and the entrance to the double doors there. And you recognize it immediately as like a walking tree, like a tree ant. And its voice booms out and growls, "Only those of Brandath blood may enter here. Begone!"
Negative.
I think this is the point where we come in and start singing.
Oh.
Or do we not even have? We don't. Yeah.
Sad. Kick it off, bro.
Sad looks almost fearful. He has not. He didn't memorize it.
Sad. Kick it off on the bagpipes.
I don't think you have lips. Don't you have a beak?
Yeah. He's got a beak.
Then how did he play bagpipes to begin with?
He
Now
mimicked
somebody
the
else played
noise
that.
that with Caleb.
Did you say kick off the bagpipes, please?
Okay.
Your beauty face in this lonely place, it keeps me up all night.
If
Well,
the
I'm
tree ant
It brings me
Had,
further, I couldn't take any more if it weren't for the beauty face.
if the tree ant had eyelids, he would blink.
Your beauty face, it's a lovely place. If you shaved it, it would be really sad.
Needs to be long.
'Cause I look
forget
at
the
you and
word.
I see my days, for they be the brightest place with your beauty face. Done.
Cha cha cha.
There's no need. We'll just use your previous rolls. You guys basically know how. I lost my chat text for some reason. It's really annoying.
If you look at the stream, you can see it on there, but it's just delayed.
Okay, well, it just hasn't refreshed, so.
Oh, I gotcha.
Anyways, I was gonna see what is in the chat. So it doesn't work. Like, nothing happens to the door.
Bing-ching.
The tree doesn't get out of the way. He's just kind of like standing there. He appears to be fairly patient. Like he might actually stand there for a few years and not move.
How far away is he from the
I
door?
don't know, maybe
How far am I
decades.
from him?
We'll say he's like 10 feet from the door and like 10 feet from you.
Oh, okay. Dwarven ale.
All right. Yeah, we do need the dwarven ale. Didn't we get the dwarven ale? Okay, yeah.
Luckface will take a drink of the dwarven ale.
So
She thinks it tastes delicious. It's got like a little spigot on it where you can like kind of.
She's probably gonna keep on drinking it. We better be careful to like not waste it all.
Prince Ottigan is going to try and stop her very peacefully.
So I just realized there's actually eight of you now because the dwarves have joined the party.
Yep.
And we're only playing them.
Why does everything keep following? Hypothetically, very hypothetical here. Potentially, could Sad misty step to the door and just walk in?
The door's closed, bro.
It's also got like a 4 or 5 foot drift of snow in front of it.
That would be as tall as him. Yeah, that's a problem.
You also realize this is Aravan's realization it was talking about the entrance to the vault, not the entrance to the mausoleum.
He said that we need to speak with the dead, so I look around for gravestones. Oh, they'd be inside the
There's no
mausoleum.
nearby. This is a mausoleum. The dead of the family.
They would be inside that. Okay. Hey, Tree, what's your name?
Umgar fundum garla far hulum gun duvulum bamba hulum vum
Ma'am. You know, I didn't realize that there were such extensive names. Nice to know.
That's my nickname.
Oh my god. Erevan could literally just like summon all the dead in the mausoleum right now.
Kariz clears his throat. Says,
He clears all of his throats.
every single one. It just so happens to be one throat.
And also, it's almost midnight, so let's
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he kind of like leans in and whispers into Erevan's ear and says, "Should we just move it out of the way with force?"
We'll say he just repeats himself that only the blood of Brandath can enter here. He's probably like a kind of like guardian, so like only like family members can come in. Otherwise, people might loot the place.
So, this is this not? No, this has to be the entrance. The Golor Stone said, "Yeah."
Technically, it said indeed.
Said indeed. Is there a deed nearby? To an inn?
Let us kill. Erevan draws his rapier and stabs him.
That is a wonderful way.
You want to fight the tree ant?
I believe Erevan is lunging, yes.
All right. Roll initiative.
I think my half.
Never mind. I rolled a 1 for the tree ant, so you guys can go first.
Alright.
So just understand you're attacking a tree in front of the mausoleum in the City of the Dead in broad daylight, correct?
No, it's dusk.
Well, okay. Broad dusk light.
Cool, so Erevan doesn't have disadvantage. Thanks for the specification.
So yeah, sad Kariz and gut checks are just taking a step back from the situation.
Does a 17 hit?
Yeah, it's a 16 to hit.
Oh, perfect. Then I'll say with my second attack. Alright. Erevan deals 13 damage.
What kind of weapon are you using?
A rapier and then a short sword.
Alright, those both do piercing damage, so he takes half damage from each of those 2 blows. What were the separate values?
6 and 7.
Okay, so he
2 and
takes
3 on the die.
3 and 3. So he takes 6 damage. Mainly because as a tree he has bark. And so, yeah.
Alright.
Is anybody else making attack or just Erevan going alone?
I think, actually, let me look at one thing real quick. No. Yeah, my half of the party right now is just going to watching to see if anybody's nearby, witnesses, that sort of thing.
There's no one immediately nearby, probably because of the fact that it's been like snowing for the past 2 days. So you have seen a few guards, but most of them are like huddled by like the towers, and just the patrols are kind of minimized, especially in the daytime.
In that case,
just for the sake of narrative, I'd rather not do combat rolls unless you guys really want to.
can I?
You guys okay? Like just do like a narrative combat roll fast.
Sure.
Sure. Erevan wins. Good game.
We'll just describe what's your method of attack on the tree ant. Also, in the second round, he animates 2 other trees nearby. They're not tree ants, but he kind of magically summons trees to aid.
Like twig blights. Okay, Aravan is going to
But instead of twigs, they're full-grown trees.
Aravan's going to sidestep and disengage past it, and he's gonna get into the mausoleum if he can. Move this, try to move the snow out of the way.
Zach, are you not going to do? You're just going to stand back and watch?
No, Kariz is going to try and rush. He's going to rush at the tree and whack it with his maul, his mighty, meaty maul. And following his example, so will Gutjax with his mighty, meaty warhammer. Sad, on the other hand, just misty steps to that 5 feet of snow in front of the door.
All right, so basically you realize pretty quickly that the maul, the piercing weapons, they're not doing much damage against the tree. And I think with your current strategy, you guys are defeated and unable to actually get into the mausoleum. And bruised and bloodied a little bit, but not executed. So there's kind of 3 trees standing in the way. Well, 2 trees flanking the tree ant in the middle. So he repeats as you guys back off. Only the blood of Brandath may enter. Be gone.
Now, did the tree hit them by specifically Kariz? Was there any sort of attack on Kariz?
Yeah, we'll say he took a few hit points of he's been bruised and maybe there's a cut and he's got some bleeding.
Nice. Can he just hellish rebuke the tree?
Oh, fire.
What does that do? Fire?
Yep, 2d10 fire. I don't know if he has a second level spot, but if he does,
okay. He's actually vulnerable to fire, so we'll say you're actually able to hellish rebuke the trees. So there is some burning, but with the snow, they don't actually catch fire and burn down.
Darn. At that point,
Aravan casts his new spell, Dispel Magic, on the tree.
Okay, that doesn't work. As far it's not a magical construct, so while they're being distracted with fire, you guys want to just try and
break in?
Yeah, go back in.
Yeah.
I think actually you're able to kind of get in.
Okay.
With the moving of the snow, and you're able to open up say one of the doors, and people just rush in. And as the last of you run in, the tree ant turns around and slams the door shut behind you and seals you into the mausoleum. Okay, so you made it in. All 8 of you. And the bagpipes.
Nice.
Success? Question mark?
Okay, I'd count that as a success. We're down here for the rest of our lives, but we're rich. Possibly.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Aravan starts walking, and he can see perfectly because it's dark, right?
Okay. So you're inside. There's 4 coffins or sarcophagi, I guess. In the far right corner and the far back left corner, and then immediately on your right and left flanks. And then at the far end is a great stairway going straight down. It's double the width of a regular stair. And it's the kind of the surface area has some old sarcophagi, but obviously there's a deeper chamber below with more buried dead.
Gutjax kind of gestures at the stairs and just kind of goes, I wonder where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, just from that fight, let's What are everyone's armor classes? Do you know roughly?
Sad as 11.
We'll just say in the course of the battle, everyone took like 8 hit points worth of damage. We'll just kind of like arbitrarily assign that.
The Kaylin only took 5
Perfect.
because of her armor master thing.
That would have been over like 2 attacks. You could actually reduce it to 2.
Nice. Now she has 18 health.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Now
so there's the sarcophagi, 2 on either side. It's really musty. There's some like unlit lanterns and unlit torches and sconces along the walls. It's dusty. There's like spider webs, but it's not like really like decrepit or like ruined or anything. It's definitely like a current mausoleum.
Okay. I believe that that we start looking around. I'm trying to find where this vault door will be.
Well, there's a giant stairway going down, and there's 4 sarcophagi here.
Let's inspect the sarcophagi.
Okay, they seem to be well made out of stone, and they're kind of shaped like a sarcophagus, I guess.
Aravan tries to open it.
You want to open a sarcophagus? It's sealed.
Well, I guess Aravan is kind of hungry for riches. I mean, that's partially like why he's down here.
All right. So there's one on the right, one on the left, one in the back right, and the back left. And the 2 in the back corners are kind of like elevated on like stair, like pedestal things.
Aravan's gonna walk up to the one of them with the stair pedestals. Let's go and see the left one. He's gonna say out loud like, "Do you guys think we should open this?"
Therese nods in agreement as Sad and Gutjax continue down the stairs.
Come on, help me open this up, Carice.
All right,
Therese
so
grabs
who's going
his ball.
downstairs?
Sad and Gutjax.
And Kaylin
and
Tuesday.
Prince Ottigan.
And Luckface, yeah.
There was unfortunately a glyph of warding at the top of the stairs, which goes off. So if they can all give me dexterity saves, please.
Oh, well, that's
Need to beat a
fortunate.
15.
A 15? Easy peasy.
Gutjax saves.
Here's Aravan. Aravan's a dex boy, and he got a nat 20. I'll take it.
So we do need to roll for Aravan and Therese.
So I just now rolled again just to see, and I got another nat 20. Yeah, and then I got a 7.
The glyph explodes and does like in like a fireball. It does 24 fire damage unless you save, in which case it does 12.
What about a nat 20?
Yeah, if you save, it does 12.
Darn, Nathan. I thought I could get out easy.
Nope. Satterless is blasted into the wall, unconscious.
Oh boy, okay.
Gutjax took on 12. Gutjax is at 1 HP. He is not.
Okay, Aravan is going to try and stabilize the Birdman
Alright.
with medicine that he doesn't have very well.
Yeah, go for it. We'll just call it a 10.
Okay, I got a 16.
Alright, do you stabilize him?
Okay.
I think Lakaelin is with you guys.
Now, Caitlin was going to go down the stairs, but I think once she heard the explosion, she headed back up. And she heals him. What's his HP? What's his max HP?
No, let me re-describe that to you then, Gil.
Okay.
As soon as the first person stepped on the top stairs going down, that first step set it off. It went at a 20-foot rate, hitting, unless you were like back at the entry doors, it would have hit almost everyone in the room.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Aravan was... Okay, so everyone got hit. Okay. Then I did roll two 20s, and I also rolled a 7 right after that. So 2 people saved, so I'm going to say... So Aravan saved, of course. And then I'll random roll for Lakaelin or Juzay. Okay, so Juzay saved as well. Lakaelin took the full blunt of the damage. Took the full amount of the damage. So she takes... How much health did you say? 24?
24. But Kalen's in like full plate, and Juzei's a ranger, so I'd say Kalen saved and Juzei didn't, because like her armor would have deflected some of the blast and that sort of thing.
Okay. Then the Kalen took 12 damage. Okay. And then Juzei. Let me check Juzei's HP. You know, I should have used Detect Magic, since Aaron can just do that anytime he wants to. Oh, Juzei's at 1 HP.
late.
Okay. Juzei casts Good Berry and heals himself for 10.
Alright.
The Kalen's going to heal the Birdman for a moderate amount, and she's not going to heal herself for max. So she's back up to 20, so that's 14.
Okay.
She
And
can heal
Erevan
20.
doesn't detect magic and doesn't detect any more magic on the stairs. They go down about 40 or 50 feet into the darkness to a lower level.
Okay.
Do you guys
And
want to
how
do anything
many-
it's in the separate level, or you want to keep going?
Oh,
How
It's
many
midnight now, so we should probably go quickly.
Yep. How many points did Kalen heal Sad for?
9.
9.
And the Kalen has no more healing right now. Other than, yep, she has no more healing. Never mind. Okay. Alright, let's continue down, and I believe Erevan's just going to continue casting Detect Magic, like as we get so far, just to kind of see if there's anything. At will. So he's going to, he's going to kind of check as he walks.
I'm gonna have
Okay.
Gutjax checking for traps, just like
All right.
general
So you don't
investigation.
find any more traps, but your detect magic does pick up a magical aura from the transmutation school.
Mm-hmm.
As you go down into the lower area, there is like a long corridor, about 60 or 80 feet long,
Mm-hmm.
with recessed areas on the left and right, with more sarcophagi. And at the end of the hallway, it turns to the right and goes another 40 feet or so, and ends in kind of like a cave-in.
Where's the transmutation magic coming from?
At the corner there, where it turns to the right, there are 2 sarcophagi, one on the left and one straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And the one on the left is emanating a soft aura of magic from within the sarcophagus.
Okay, Erevan's going to voice this to everyone else, and he's going to say, I say we have one person approach it, and that person's dead. If it's bad. And he says, I nominate, and he points at Gutjax.
Gutjax, very bloodied from the explosion, does not go up there. But Cariz, the ever-loving, damaged boy he is, does go to the leftward sarcophagi.
Erevan kind of shouts from like 50 feet away and says, are you sure about this?
Not too bad.
You already checked for traps. You didn't find any traps, so the sarcophagus is very old. Give me a strength check of 15 or higher, and he can probably open this one. The one up above was much newer.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that. 21.
All right. So he heaves it off.
Did you roll an at 21?
No.
And inside is the long decayed body of some humanoid, and he can see things crawling around inside with it. They appear to be hands crawling.
Oh, we've had run-ins with this before.
Cariz? Yeah, Cariz has had a run-in with this. He's going to immediately shut that sarcophagus up as
Okay,
fast
so he
as he
sees the
can.
moving hands, and he just lets go of the lid, and it drops back down, and a cloud of dust just shoots off, and he's breathing in the dust of a dead guy.
He's okay with that. He's done it before.
Ugh.
He coughs it out. Cariz, he just turns to the party and goes, now?
Go ahead and finish. I'll say something when you're done.
Yeah, Cariz turns back to the party and says, we're not opening that. I captured one of these hands before. I don't like them. Freak me out.
If I recall correctly, you literally had the hand in a bag for quite a while, didn't you?
Yeah. He unleashed it against some random enemy.
Nice.
Anyway.
So where the sarcophagus is, you can see that there's fingers kind of trapped in the lid, Or it dropped on him.
Okay, hey Zach, so you see the hand? Chop the
Yep.
fingers off.
Yeah,
All right.
Kariz pulls out his
I'm gonna run the
maul
restroom. I'll
and
be right
just
back.
Okay. Yeah.
he just whacks the lid right on the hand with his maul. It's probably a very visceral scene.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a dead body in there and things that were dead and still moving.
Yeah, he's not okay with that, and he's going to keep walking down those stairs.
Yep. So now where you're at, we might wait for Kale. Actually, this might be a good time for me to take
Yeah.
my stuff back to the kitchen. Do you want to interact with the audience real quick?
Yeah.
Take
Hello,
feedback.
audience. I am Zach, the one, the only. Not a furry. If that was a question of great importance. Well then. So this is not my expertise area, but I will try and make it as enjoyable as possible. If you have any sort of questions, comments, concerns, threats, insults, and or questions about the meaning of life, please feel free to put them in the Twitch chat right now. If you're watching this in the past, well, I guess that's kind of an issue for you. Put in YouTube comments, Castbox comments, wherever we're posting this. You will be able to comment on it, and you might get a response. We just got a comment, or at least I just saw the comment from Kermit Croji 12. Let me read this. Yes, the ever popular idea of everything's a mimic in the world, and so are you. Well, not entirely that concept. The exact comment for our hard of seeing viewers or viewers without access to the video version of this, it reads, imagine if you entered a town and had to drop your weapons off at the blacksmith to meet the mayor, but it ends up the entire time is 20 minutes following you and morphing into buildings within your sight range. So when you drop off your weapons at the blacksmith to meet the mayor, you're completely defenseless. It's a very good concept. I've heard of the idea of making an entire dungeon out of mimics. In fact, the actual stones are entirely mimics. It's a fun one because your party only discovers every mimic individually at a very slow pace because mimics are mimics. They're generally hard to discover. That's kind of their thing. So it's fun with that concept. It kind of reminds me of that one episode of Rick and Morty. I can't think of the name. M. Night Shyamalan's or whatever. And I'm not like a huge Rick and Morty fan. Nothing personnel kid, but it is kind of that concept where there's a simulation keeping you just in bliss and harmony, waiting to kill you. That's the entire interaction with the community as I have done so far. Chances are this will be edited out because it's very boring, very quiet, and I really don't know what I'm doing. I can't wait till the people come back so I can, Oh, here's one of them right now. It's Nathan, the man, the myth, the boy, the legend. And he took the earphone out. He's fixing them. He's making them bang, or he put one back in. He's ready. He's putting another one in. He's unmuting. No, he's not unmuting his mic. He's looking on his phone. He's looking at the Twitch chat, I would imagine. He's wearing an Adidas hoodie. And there we go.
I can
There's
take over
Nathan.
from here. So I looked up the create undead spell. It can only be cast at night, so since it's almost nightfall, that's kind of like perfect. I don't know if it'll get used, but I think you can work on up to 3 creatures.
All right. So a lot of this party is almost unfittingly, well, not a lot, just two characters are almost unfittingly developed towards this sort of undead play. Kariz is a, how you say, paladin oathbreaker. Hello, Kale. I
Hello.
definitely wasn't messing up the introduction or interaction with the audience. But yeah, we have the Oathbreaker Kariz, who became an Oathbreaker because he rose the dead, and
Because
then
why?
whatever arrogance, because he rose a dead person because of a plot twist card, and he became an
Oh,
Oathbreaker.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
What happened?
it was really good. He rose the undead to make a pet servant
What?
thing,
Who did?
and I forget the name.
Not tonight. This
Kariz,
is like 2 years
a
ago.
long while back.
Oh, I think you're talking about Erevan. I'm like, no, he did not. No.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were like trying to like cast my like random spell that I get. And I was gonna be sad.
All right, we're now all here.
Okay,
The whole
sorry,
party of
yes.
8 is actually 1 minute. I like that idea.
All right, so the detect magic. Now that you've used it on the sarcophagus, there's definitely the aura coming from inside the sarcophagus, and you can, and also that you're standing basically halfway into this corridor that's halfway down. It branches off to the right, and so off to the right, it's kind of like caved in, and you can detect an even fainter magic coming from the end of that right hall. And there's no sarcophagi down the right hall. There are like two like dugouts on either side for sarcophagi, but they're currently empty.
I believe it effectively goes without saying, because I technically already said it, that Kariz is smashing the lid down on those hands with his maul now.
We'll say he cracks the sarcophagus lid, but some of the fingers break off and flop onto the floor, and they're just kind of like twitching.
Kariz's hands go up in that like generic, like animated movie style of woman in fear pose. He like tiptoes around with his fingers. Yes, exactly. I like the echo it added to the whole aesthetic there. All right. Kariz is ready to walk down those stairs. Completely ignore what's further down that corridor.
There's no stairs. Just the stairs you came down.
No stairs.
Erevan could
I thought
down the
It's a
corridor.
corridor. No, it's a corridor. So it's like same level. It went like 60 feet straight ahead, and it's branched to the right another 40 feet. But there's been a cave in that's like blocked the end of it, and that's where Erevan can detect magic emanating from the end there.
I thought the stairs just kept going. Yeah, okay. Never mind.
No, this has all been like a level. There was stairs down to this level. Sorry.
I see. Yeah, my own misinterpretation. You guys are all eating chips and salsa. I'm gonna go acquire some chips and salsa.
What? No. Okay.
Yep. Now you know my pain. My
No, we
first
don't.
break. You guys have fun. I'm going to eat the full movement of the plot.
What? Oh, good question from the audience member. Hey Nathan, if I use create undead on a corpse desk, would it become an undead dust monster? Yes? No? Maybe so.
It might be like a cloud of dust, but no, it would. I think this spell is used to create zombies or skeletons.
Ghouls, yes.
Not,
I read it up. I read up on it, and it is ghouls. Make 4 ghouls.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 3. I didn't finish reading it. Anyways, we'll worry about that if you cast it. So
fair.
I think
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
we can have an animated cloud of dust like motes kind of like circling around him. Or even like dust bunnies or something. I like zombie dust bunnies as an idea, so we could probably make that happen.
Oh yeah, but what is this? What does this wall look like? This
It's a cave-in. It's like a cave-in. It's like rock cave-in.
Okay. Does the magic that I sense feel like it's far away or nearby?
It's coming from like the cave-in, like the rocks.
I believe the Erevan will like touch the rocks and feel them, and if see if he feels any kind of like magical Something coming from him.
Well, his hand passes through the rock.
Oh, okay. Yep. While Zach's character just stands still in the T pose, my characters, the Kalen, here of him, Jose, and Luckface, begin to walk in.
Okay. I'm hesitant to go any further without Zach's.
Yeah, I know. So how are you liking today so far on this campaign? And by the way, guys, hold tight. Zach is getting some chips and salsa to feel like he's in the group
Well,
instead of out.
let's talk about the create undead spell while we're waiting, because we might house rule it.
So it's you can cast this only at night. Choose 3 corpses. Each corpse becomes a ghoul for 24 hours. I can command them as long as they're 120 feet of me. If I issue no commands, it only defends itself against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow it until the task is complete. Yeah. Basically, I just like create a ghoul, and it does stuff for me.
There is a way to make them permanent, but you have to have another spell.
Yeah, you have to cast it again. Could I cast it on one and have a permanent ghoul?
You might need to do some sort of like ritual version of the spell with some other, you have to look into it, and that's probably more suited for like a cleric and their god, or maybe like a wizard. I think just channeling it through the Stone of Golor is probably just gonna work as written.
You're right.
You could cast it the next day and keep it though.
Oh, Zach, Erevan touched the cave-in.
Ooh boy.
You see him
What happened?
Did you just see him just walk through it? Walk through the rocks.
It was an illusionary cave-in.
All right. Sad is one to definitely follow.
Okay, at the end of the cave-in, it kind of curves to the left, and it's actually rough hewn here. And there's a door into another kind of like alcove, but the door is only like partly open and partly shut. We'll say you can kind of see it. It's about 4 inches open.
Oh, great.
All right.
Just another puzzle. Magic.
Yeah, you're not detecting anything other than the illusion.
Oh, cool. Erevan just opens the door then.
Okay. Inside the door is another sarcophagus. This one's larger than the others.
Okay. Does it smell of gold?
Nope.
Darn, I thought it might. I believe that I'm gonna look beyond and see if there's anything further down this path.
Yeah, there's like, it's dead ended here. It's a little tiny like sarcophagus chamber, and the walls are like sealed all the way around. Like it's like a 15 by 5 foot room, and the sarcophagus takes up like half of it.
Erevan thinks to himself and thinks that this might be the vault, and he says, Jose, kick it off with the bagpipes. And Jose begins playing bagpipes.
No.
All right, Zach. Third time's the charm, baby boy. Your beardy face in this lonely place, it keeps me up all night while I'm on. It brings me further. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, she performs her thing. It sounds beautiful, along with Prince Nottingham. Then we slam the picture down, and then Luckface takes a sip of the ale. It's almost gone now.
It's not almost gone. Prince Nottingham's been stopping her from drinking all of it.
Oh, okay.
You're in a burial chamber, not the vault, so that doesn't work.
Oh God. Okay. Erevan gets frustrated and he looks at the sarcophagus and he tries to lift it up. Like, open it.
It opens fairly easily. It appears to be on a hinge, and within, you see this like really large tunnel going down a set of stairs. It's built into a sarcophagus.
Oh, well, um, well,
And it goes pretty steeply.
Um,
This is some sort of like a stairway disguised as a sarcophagus and hidden inside.
Nathan, this is
An illusion,
Aravan.
but not of magic.
Nathan, this is Aravan. Look at me. This is Aravan.
Yep. Oh. I think we can get more inspiration for that. Oh, you step on another ward on the 18th step down. And let me roll my 5 dice save again, see how much fire damage you take.
Are you kidding?
6, 4, 10, 21, 24 again.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Okay, cool.
Now, you don't detect any magic until you get to the bottom of the stairs.
All right.
At the bottom of like a 60 or 70 foot stairs, unless you're counting. It was quite a ways down, maybe double the previous stairwell you went down. It opens up into a double wide short hallway. And then you detect magic at a set of large double doors that lie before you. There's no handles or anything. They're very well fitted. The dwarves both mention these are dwarven made doors, and you can see the runes of our people on them. And you can see there's like runes carved into it in like the dwarven language.
Alright, so I'm assuming the rest of the party's following him.
Yeah, unless you say otherwise.
I lean forward. Aravan leans forward, slightly out of breath, and he touches the door, and he rubs it, and he says out loud, like, "Is this the vault door?" He's just saying it. He's not like asking anyone specifically.
When you ask, the stone doesn't answer you, but you can hear Luckface reading the runes to herself, and she's kind of like saying in her dwarven whisper, "The 3 keys, bring them forth." Huh, wonder what that means.
Kick it off, Jose.
Alright, so Jose's on the bagpipes and you guys are singing?
Luckface, yeah. Your beauty face in this lonely place. If it want, yeah, okay.
While am I?
Beauty face.
Cha cha cha.
And then Aravan unceremoniously grabs the painting and like pushes it against the wall, and then he sets it down on the ground. And I believe that Luckface downs the entire like the entire casket of alcohol.
No, don't down it. Don't down it. Put
She
it
just
there
like
in front of it.
she drinks most of it, and then she holds it forward, like, and then drinks it.
So at the sound of the bagpipe dwarven song and the drinking of dwarven ale and the painting of dwarven miners, the vault doors open.
Aravan draws his sword, and he draws his rapier and his sword, and he says, "Be prepared for anything." Like as the door is slowly open, he says, "Be prepared for anything. I was told there are many dragons that lie inside." And like he draws his weapons, and I think just my thought is like this like epic like start like slow, huge door, I guess, almost like a sarcophagus opening, is like. Well, I guess sarcophaguses have hinges, but like the slow, like stone, like things crumble, and like the entire party's like holding all their weapons out, and they're, like ready to go.
Yeah. As the doors are opening, and Aravan mentions these dragons, Carice leans over and says, I heard of a dragon slayer, went by the title King of Snails. That's all I have to contribute.
You realize I literally have his amulet. And I pull out the King of Snails amulet, and I say, "And I watched him die. Thanks." And then I put on the amulet, and I say, "This is for you, Glib."
And you guys both had heard rumors that one of your former companions, a kind of like evil cleric, had actually raised him from the dead for her god's glory.
I put it upon
But
myself.
you've not actually seen him since his death many years ago.
No, I'm sure he's okay. Just
He died with my animal harem.
God, Chico. I wonder what happened to him.
I'm pretty sure he was halfling tossed into a pit full of poisonous gas.
Imagine sleeping gas. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Definitely poisonous.
Definitely not one of my finer moments when I died.
Wow, though.
Anyway.
Some of them were jokes and some of them weren't in those
So-
phrases, and that exchange was different. Okay, moving on. Nathan, what do I see?
So, you see inside the vault, there's a very large chamber. It is about 40 feet wide, about twice that in length, maybe 70, 80 feet in length. It is vaulted, and as you look into the room, there's like 3 bridges right down the center. It might be easier to draw this. And the 3 bridges are kind of like crumbling and falling apart, and the ceiling is actually about 3 or 4 stories up.
How long are the bridges?
They like span above, like further into the room.
How far?
And then down on your level, there's actually doors. On the right and left, there's probably like a dozen doors in pairs. I'm just gonna draw it out for you real quick.
Okay, perfect. I believe the Aravan is kind of talking to the party, and he says, so
This is a terrible sketch, but if you look, here's the door you came in.
okay,
Right, so facing in like the first person view, there's doors on the right and left sides. There's pairs of doors. We'll say there's 4 pairs of doors on the right, 4 pairs of doors on the left, and then 2 pairs of doors on the far end, and then 2 pairs of doors on your near side down here, like a door here and doors here. And they're all made out of metal and they're all sealed. In the
Okay.
center of the room are 3 sets of large rectangular pillars, each one supporting as like a middle support for a bridge. And there's 3 bridges, one after the next, about 10 feet apart, spanning from one end of the chamber up above on like an upper floor. And the ceiling goes up almost like 40, 50 feet in the air. So you're like a large vaulted chamber.
what does the ground look like far down below? Is it just ground or is it like water?
Everything in here is dwarven. The dwarves are kind of like gushing and talking about like the halls of their people, the stonework, the ironwork. Everything is obviously dwarven make, more dwarven runes, that sort of thing.
Okay. I guess my
In the
next
ground
question.
below?
My next question is how far away like are those bridges? How far down?
Well, you're on the ground
Okay.
level, so the bridges are up above you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. How high up?
Yeah, you're on the ground level. Sorry.
No, you're fine. How
So
high
what's
up?
on your level is the base of those central pillars holding up the bridges. The bases are there, and then on the far end of the arch, I'll just show you with one bridge.
As soon as Sad sees these bridges, though, he's going to cast Fly on himself.
Oh, great.
So if you can see right here. So you got the central support here, and it's supporting the bridge, and where it ends in the far support, there's double doors on either side of those supports all the way through. So there's 3 bridges, so there's door, 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 and then door, 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 4 on each side. The pillars for the bridges kind of separate the 4 doors because there's 3 bridge pillars. And on the far end, there's double doors at the end here, double doors at the end here, and double doors at the end here, double doors at the end here, and they're all closed. So as you wander around, there's all these sealed double doors all around this rectangular room. these pillars are actually like crumbling and like falling apart, and like the two end bridges, the near one and the far one, they are incomplete. They're actually like kind of like ruined.
I believe Aravan walks in and he looks to his right,
Like that.
and I think that he just like walks. Yeah, I think he's just gonna go straight right, and he's gonna like go in the door.
Like I said, Sad has cast Fly on himself. He is going to fly on up to those bridges and just like float around, going from door to door. He's having the time of his life in this massive room.
Okay, so when he flies, there's the three bridges: the near bridge, the second bridge, and the third bridge. Off to his left, each of the bridges opens into like a hallway on the upper left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, each bridge terminates at a closed door.
All right.
So you can see there's an upper hallway on the left-hand side, but down on the ground level where everyone else is, there are only the double doors, the metal doors, all around. There's no obvious way out without opening all the doors, obviously.
Yeah, Aravan's gonna go to one of the metal doors, the one that's on the right, or one of them on the right.
Sad is going to fly through the middle left door on the middle table near bridge.
Okay, let's just stick with him real quick. Aravan's first door that he opens up behind the doors is like a false door. Behind it is just like worked stone. So when he goes through the middle opening there, he's in a like a 60-foot long hallway that goes left to right, and it's about 10 feet across to the back wall. There's a huge mural on the wall across from you. There's these three pillars holding up this hall, and the pillars are shaped like your mall. Like if you have the mall with the head of the mall down on the ground, and then the shaft of the mall goes up and supports the ceiling. It's kind of like a mall motif for the three support pillars. Almost directly across from you, about 10 feet away and to your left, is a damaged part of the mural. The mural is depicting dwarves that are like a large dwarf at the forge, and he's forging more dwarves out of his forge. Which
and that's how babies are made.
And then there's like a damaged part of that. The hallway appears to go to the right, and there's like an opening down to the right. Like at the end of the hallway to the right, at the end of the mural, there's an opening in the far end of the hallway.
All right. Sad is definitely he's just going to skip over the whole mural. He doesn't really particularly care for dwarf culture. He's going to go straight to the hallway.
Okay, so at the end of it, he sees there's actually like a stairway going downstairs here.
All right. He goes downstairs, flying.
Okay. All right, it opens into a chamber, and in that chamber, there is to your right a set of double doors down a short hallway, and straight ahead to the left is like a kind of like square room, and you can't quite make out what's in there yet. But to the right are some double doors, like steel doors.
He's going to land in front of those steel doors and try to open them.
Okay, they push open easily, and so everyone down in the main area sees your flying companion has now come out through the doors in the back left of the chamber.
He waves a hand.
Oh, hi.
He
So it's
mimics.
On the back left, it was the third set of doors that he opens in the back. So there's the first set on the left, second set is the third set on the left there that he's opened up from the inside.
Okay.
Right. Aravan looks over at the bird and says, "What did you find?"
he's gonna shrug and say, "Find what?" in Aravan's voice.
You guys had seen him like fly up to the, seen him like cast a spell and fly. So
Okay,
he's obviously found the way up to the bridges.
Bird. Kidding. Sad. How do I get up there without flying?
Sad shrugs again, and then connects his mind mentally with Aravan and says, "I don't know particularly about flying, about not flying and getting up to the bridge, but you could figure out a way to get up there by opening the doors." And with that, Sad immediately just takes off again, going to the third bridge doors.
What is this mythical crap? Sad. Sad. This. Why are you cryptic? You're not.
It's because of my patron deity! And then he just flies through the left door, the open one.
Aravan's gonna continue walking around and looking at with the doorways.
So if it wasn't clear, Zach, each of the bridges, when they open to the left, each of those openings opens into the same hallway. The hallway one's like parallel with all the.
That makes sense. That
with
definitely
the
makes
hall
sense.
you're in, and perpendicularly to the bridges. So the bridges all open up from openings in the hallway. On the right-hand side of the room, at the end of the bridges, is where they end on 3 sealed doors instead of like an open archway.
Yeah. He's definitely going for one of those sealed doors this time and see if he can open it. After
So
popping out the left side.
from the first bridge, the second bridge, or the third bridge from the entrance?
I think he's on the third one right now.
I'm just looking up how long fly lasts for.
I think it's
10 minutes. 10 minutes. We'll say you've used up about half your time already.
Yeah, he's been zooming through.
All right, so the that third doorway, the furthest one from the entrance, there's a metal door, and
Nathan?
yeah,
Okay, just
I'm
making
just
sure you're
gonna.
still there.
I wanted to describe the door. So there's like a metal door here, which is closed, and we'll say that on the facing of the door is just like a some like angular designs and like a hammer, like worked into the metal. It's more of like an etching,
Alright.
but it's a closed door made out of metal.
He's definitely going to try and open the closed door. Made out of metal.
It definitely doesn't open.
He's going to fly to the second bridge and try their closed doors.
Okay, it's a door made out of a similar metal to the previous one. This one, instead of having like a hammer motif, it's got like a suit of like armor, like dwarven armor, like stylized and etched into the door. It's also closed.
Alright. And then he tries the first bridge door.
Same thing, a closed metal door. This one has etched in the metal a battle axe, like a shaft with like 2 blades on the left and right, in a dwarven fashion. Same with the angular design and that sort of thing. No runes or anything, but they're all sealed doors that don't open if you push on them.
Darn. Alright, he sits down on the thirdmost bridge. He flies back over to the thirdmost bridge at nearing the end of his spell. Sits down, crosses his arms and legs, sitting crisscross applesauce, and pouts. He's a very upset warlock.
Hold on a
shit.
second. Actually, we'll say on the closest door. I'm gonna say the door's not actually locked; it's actually unlocked, and it opens up.
Oh,
I'll wait till Kale
well, he
gets done.
doesn't pout.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kale,
Sad is not pouting anymore.
I'm gonna retcon that third door he checked, the one closest to the party.
Okay.
It does have a metal door, but I'm gonna say it actually like opens. Okay.
At the
So,
at the opening,
mhm.
Sad releases a celebratory, what sounds like a bagpipe noise. Brah.
All right, I'll give you inspiration for that.
It's just like the final
Alright.
chord.
Nice.
We're gonna cut back to the rest of the party. What are they doing while he's doing all this scouting about?
They've been checking the doors and looking around.
Well, there's
Yeah,
all the
that
doors
one.
appear to be false doors, except for the two sets at the back left corner.
Okay, Aravan and everyone else go on up back. At least my group of people.
Okay, and then there was a stairway cutting left and going upstairs. There's also a room to the kind of like to the far right, like a square room, a little bit further away.
Aravan's gonna check
Like
that one out.
The square room.
Yeah.
All right, it's covered with a fresco. The walls are like the squared off chamber is like 20-foot square, and you kind of come in from an angle from the hallway. Give me a wisdom save.
Okay. Aravan, don't fail me now, friend.
You've been casting detect magic fairly often. What's the length on that? Do you know?
The distance, you mean?
Oh, the duration.
I think it's instantaneous.
No, not the casting time. Like how long it lasts before it.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, well,
30
actually,
feet.
say before you go to the room and before you make the save,
Okay.
you can detect an enchantment strong enchantment spell coming from that room.
Okay. Aravan's going to take going to pick up a rock off the ground and throw it, like through the doorway to see if anything happens.
There's not really a doorway. It kind of like opens off the end of the hallway. The hallway kind of like ends.
Mm-hmm.
The hallway opens into this corner square room.
All right.
But your rock hits the fresco and kind of just falls to the ground and doesn't do anything.
Aravan, knowing that there's magic in there, will slowly walk in.
Okay, give me a wisdom save.
All right. He got a 13 plus 1, so 14.
Okay, he saves. He can feel a strong pull of magic. He can not only detect the magic. He can feel a pull on his mind. It's kind of like the fresco is like drawing him into it, but he's able to kind of like shake himself. I think because they're dwarves, he doesn't really feel an affinity towards them. Maybe his hatred of dwarves is kind of like keeping him from
his hatred of every race, because they all discriminate against him. He like looks forward. Is there anything peculiar in the room?
Yeah, the peculiar thing is the magical fresco.
Oh, okay. He's gonna just look at it and then turn around and walk out.
Okay, is everybody going upstairs?
Yeah.
All right, at the upper hallway, there's three arches. The first arch goes to the first bridge, which would have been the furthest bridge. But you're kind of coming at the upstairs area from the opposite side of the chamber. So...
What?
The furthest bridge from the entrance is the first one you come to.
Okay.
And then there's like the middle archway goes into the middle bridge. And then the one at the furthest in the hallway would have been the first bridge nearest to the entrance.
Alright, Aaron's gonna start checking the doors there.
Okay, so when you look in the first, they're not actually doors, they're more like doorways or archways.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to the first one, you can see that your Kenku Sad is on the third most bridge. He's opened the door and is looking in. That's the bridge closest to the entrance, but from where Aravan's coming from the far side, so it's at the end of the
Okay,
hallway.
I see.
Well, Aravan walks up to the bird and slaps him.
Why?
Because you just tried to walk off after saying something that was cryptic. That's right.
So you're gonna walk over to the third
Still
archway.
lightly?
And lightly slap the bird, yes.
Can I roll to not be slapped?
I mean, he's not trying to hurt you. He's just slapping you.
When you go to cross the bridge, you actually the bridge collapses under your weight, so you fall to the ground. You can give me a dex save to avoid falling, though, if you want.
Okay, so I rolled a 5. I'm gonna roll with advantage on that. And I rolled a 15 plus 7, so 22.
You don't get advantage on the roll unless you use your...
Inspiration. Yeah, I'm using inspiration. Yeah, so I got a 22 on the save instead of a 12.
Okay, that definitely saves.
Nice. How
Alright,
long of a fall is it anyway?
The fall is about... it says 60 feet. Sorry, I had the chamber dimensions wrong.
Oof. That would have hurt.
I thought the ceiling was 60 feet off the ground, so the ceiling must be more like 80 feet.
Okay.
Bridges are
Nice.
60 feet high, not the chambers. The chamber must be like 80 or 100 feet. Okay, sorry, I thought it was 60 feet. It's 60 feet up to the bridges, so they're
Oh,
much higher
wow.
than I dreamed. Sorry, I thought it was like 30 feet high. It was 60 feet.
And Satterless didn't get crumble
So-
bridged.
When you dodged the fall, did you spring backwards or forwards?
I'm gonna say I was moving forward, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna spring forward.
Okay. So you're able to catch up to the Kinko as he's gone into the room. What about the rest of the party? What are they doing?
They're probably just kind of like wandering around, looking inside the archways. Steadily, at least my.
Well,
They go
Breeze
to
is-
the bridges.
Yeah, Cariz is definitely going to just run across that broken bridge and make a jump for it.
The one that the drow just went across.
Yes.
Okay, the middle bridge is actually not connected in the middle. It's already broken down, and the furthest bridge from the entrance, the first, is the furthest one from the entrance. It's also damaged on the far end. The only reason the Kenku didn't set off any of the broken areas is because he was flying. And his
And
spell's
also
about
very
to wear
low.
off. He's got maybe another couple minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes left on his spell.
That's fair.
Okay.
Cariz is going on that the bridge that the Drow and Kinku were on. He's making a jump for it. He's going to make it to the other end.
Okay. So we now have 3 characters in that open doorway. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Erevan
All right.
proceeds forward.
Yep. So inside that room, you can see that there is, I want to say like maybe 20, let's say a 15-foot square room. Inside the room is a large statue of a dwarf wielding a battle axe and wearing a mask. And it's like, this is a massive dwarf statue. It's about 10 feet tall. Right in front of the statue is a trapdoor with a metal pull ring on the side of the trapdoor.
Oh look, it's a hand grenade. Erevan's going to pull the ring. Pull the pull ring. Lightly.
Sad's
Alright, well, if you still have
Sadly.
is your detect magic still running?
I mean, yeah, he can do it at will. So I think for like this kind of dungeon crawl stuff, he's gonna have it going. Yeah. I mean, it's 10
Okay.
minutes.
Just make sure and say that periodically, because I don't want to have
Okay.
you just like use it like a passive perception. But
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Okay.
for the sake of right now,
Yeah. I mean, it lasts 10
you
minutes, so we can
detect-
go and say probably whenever he casted fly that I used it.
detect a magical aura from the evocation school. That's evocation coming from the statue.
Oh, that's danger. Hey, hey guys, real quick. Hey
Sad
guys,
flies to the statue.
real quick. That'll probably fire blast you if you touch it. So let's not touch that statue. Instead, Erevan he pulls out his dagger and throws it at the statue very hard.
Well, I thought you said he was pulling on the ring for the trapdoor.
Yeah, once he realizes that it's magic, he stops.
Oh, okay. So the dagger kind of like glints off the statue and kind of clatters to the side of the room.
Oh, great. That pull ring could probably be the trigger. Hey, does anyone have any idea on using that? Sorry.
Sad throws his familiar at the statue. Spider.
Oh,
No,
I thought
wait,
it was
crow.
a crow.
Yep. Forgot about that. It's a crow.
So he throws the crow and it flies over and perches on top of the statue?
Yes.
Okay, so it's on top of the statue's head and nothing really seems to be happening.
I'm telling you, it's sad. I'm telling you. The trigger is likely that pin. Can your bird lift up that pin?
Can
mean
the
the ring?
bird lift the pen? See the ring? Yeah.
Does it have appendages that terminate into hands with digits and opposable thumbs?
Yes.
He's got talons.
It's a familiar. Mm-hmm.
So you want it to latch on with its talons and then try and flap up in the air?
Yes.
I think it's a bird. I don't know. Can you communicate with your familiar?
Yeah.
with these
Yeah,
birds?
Yeah, you can see through his
I can
eyes.
command and communicate it telepathically.
All right. So the bird's talons kind of latch on to the handle, and when it does, it sets off a spell. Basically, the statue's eyes glow red, and it shoots out like magical rays of fire at the bird. Give me a dex save.
For the bird, oh god.
Got an 18 plus whatever. So
That saves.
It
I
still
rolled
decimates the bird.
20 fire damage, so it takes 10 fire damage.
I'm pretty sure that's over double its hit points, right?
I don't have the raven.
I'm looking at it right now. It's right at the very end here.
Isn't it a crow?
Yeah, we're gonna use the Raven stats. It has 1 hit point, so your Raven gets laser fire ray blasted into oblivion
Oh,
by the dwarf statue.
now what did I say? And Aravan, then he even lifts up the pull rod.
What's that?
Wait, can Aravan still sense? Oh god, I didn't even check to see if he could still sense magic. How many? He lifts up the pull rod.
Yeah,
What did you
the aura of magic is still going from the.
Yeah, well, I said that he just walked up and pulled it, so I'm pretty sure that I have to take what I just sewed.
Yep, 20 fire damage. You can get a dex save for half.
Does a 15 save?
Nope, 20 fire damage.
Great. Now that I've lifted up the pull rod, what happens?
Nothing happens.
I'm still holding it
You
up.
get- No, it's attached to the floor. It's a trapdoor on the floor.
Okay, then I jump into the trapdoor since it's pulled up.
No, it's closed. It's a trapdoor on the floor that's not opening.
Nice.
It's like the doors downstairs. It's like a false door.
Great. Does this room
Nice
connect to
work,
another room other than where we entered?
Drow.
Excuse me?
I don't know.
Carice?
Carice didn't say that. That was out of character.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like literally, Aravan will draw his sword on whoever says that.
Where are the two dwarves right now?
They're probably walking around with Kaylin, who went up the stairs, and they're just kind of venturing around, the upper area.
Okay.
At least luck faces. I assume
There doesn't
Prince
appear to be
Arden's
any more
missing.
features to this room other than the statue and the trapdoor.
Okay, hey dwarves, come help us metagame.
There's
Yeah.
the prince calls out that there's a large gap across the bridge, and then I think Luckface just gonna jump across it.
Yep, I think you're right.
Unless you guys want to role play it, but
Eh,
I rolled a 16 for her, so I think she just hops across.
Yeah, after she jumps across, Prince Audigan's gonna kind of look back and look forward because he kind of like sighs and then puts on a gallant face and says, "Yes, of course, I will jump this bridge." He has to jump at 15 plus whatever,
Okay.
or minus whatever he has.
Yeah, sure. It's not a very big gap. It just broke, so. So they go to the far side of the bridge and looking into the room, Prince Ottigan says, "Oh, that's a statue of old Fire Eyes. He's one of our gods."
All Fire Eyes.
And he sees the scorched remains of the familiar and Aravan's. It just smells like burnt feathers and clothing and skin.
Nice.
And he's like, "Yeah, this isn't meant to be disturbed. I wouldn't touch anything. This is for prayers." The prayer
Thanks.
room.
Thank you.
Like a shrine.
Thank you.
You defile it. You defile the shrine.
I
You just seem
I,
really disappointed and like of course you did, Elf.
No. Wow. Thank you. Okay, Prince Firetusk, sorry. Where do you think we should go next? Is there anything in Dwarven that is like pointing in a certain direction?
No, I said it's a shrine. This is for making prayers.
I don't mean here. I mean somewhere. In this
Oh, there's two
hallway.
other doors at the end of the other bridges.
Yeah, let's go check those out. And Ervin goes over there. Click, click. Cutscene. He's there.
Okay. You want to go to the middle door or the
Middle
the,
door.
left? Okay. So there's the sealed metal door.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't open. Well, I guess who's going over and checking it out?
Eravan and
That is.
I think Eravan's trying to get Firetusk to come.
Okay, yeah, we'll say he just kind of goes along with it, even though he doesn't like you. He kind of doesn't trust you and wants to keep an eye on you that you don't defile any more of their dwarven stuff. Okay, so when you push on the door, it doesn't open. When the dwarf touches the door, it opens easily at just a touch.
Of course. Yes, yes. Dwarven privilege. I am aware.
It's another
of what it is.
15-foot square room. This one has 4 suits of rusted plate armor in each of the 4 corners. It's dwarf-sized, dwarven armor. The even though the room's 15-foot square, the ceilings are about 20 feet tall. The rusted armor is covered in cobwebs. It's very old. Okay, on the far right, or sorry, the far side of the room, are dwarvish runes carved into the wall. And they read, and he translates for you from the Dwarvish into Common. "A secret never before told will part Dimathuin's lips." And he mentions that's the dwarf god of secrets. A secret never before told will part Dimathuin's lips.
Eravan says, I am in search for my great dagger Aja. I've never told anyone this, but it makes me very upset that I have not found it yet. There's my secret never told.
Okay. So, and he's never said that to anyone before, ever?
No, never.
Okay. So,
Sad
they,
lifts his hand.
So Nathan, what happens?
there's a secret door in the floor of this room that, like, opens up.
Oh,
And there's a circular, like, tower stair spiraling straight down.
I presume that we should go down these stairs.
Is that what Eravan does?
Eravan begins to walk down the stairs. He's very quiet from this point on, as he's like deeply embarrassed. Because he admits his
How is that
emotions.
embarrassing? I want to find my dagger.
He admits his
Oh,
emotions.
no.
He's
Kale,
afraid
do
of
you still have
vulnerability.
inspiration or no?
No, he used it to not
Okay.
die.
We'll give you inspiration again for telling the secret for that.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Nice. Yeah. Now
All right.
he's
And
not.
then, all right, and then for using the, I think, Zach, you're out of inspiration too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
For a creative use of your familiar, and also as a consolation for loss of your familiar, you'll, I'll give you inspiration for that. You can summon a new familiar on another day.
Takes like an hour and 10 minutes with a ritual.
Yeah. I think you
So
can only
now
do
Sad-
that once.
Yeah. All right, now Sad and Cariz are following them down.
Is everybody going through the middle bridge to the middle room?
Hmm?
Just Sad and Cariz. Jax is. I think he's actually like waiting at the third bridge. He doesn't want to go in alone, but that's where he thinks it's going to be.
Araven's going down those stairs.
All right. So we're heading to the last room. I don't know if you guys can see.
Which one?
I'm going to show you. It's just kind of got some lag. Sorry. So this is the main room. At the bottom of that map was the vault doors.
Mm-hmm.
And then down in the bottom, the other bottom corner there is the one you're in now. The top area is just the bridges. Okay, so you're in that bottom room now.
Okay. How much gold do I see?
Well, the stairway opens into a corridor going left and right, so you can only stick corridor. It's got some flavor text finally, so I'm going to read that.
Okay.
But when you go through, there's a corridors going left and right. You can go down the corridors and look around the corner into the. This is another like vaulted room. I'm just going to read it. Although deep underground, this vault is lit by streams of sunlight that pour down from the ceiling, catching motes of dust in their luminous pools. Ornate columns support a 30-foot-high vaulted ceiling, which is adorned with carvings of dwarves basking in the presence of their gods. Deep alcoves line the walls, and piled in one of them is a vast golden trove. Out of the dusty gloom steps an aged dwarf clutching a staff, which is carved and painted to resemble a pair of entwined dragons. One dragon is red and the other dragon is gold. Despite the dwarf's age, his eyes are steady and bright. I wasn't expecting anyone, he says plainly. As you can see, the place is a mess. Perhaps you should come back later, after I've tidied up a bit.
Cariz puts his hands on his hips and says, "We weren't really expecting anybody either, sir. Boy."
I'm afraid that leaving and returning is not much of an option here.
Yes, there are trees that have locked us in.
What is it that lies within?
What do you mean?
What is it that lies within the vault? Here, Dwarven Sir. Dwarven Scott.
I'm not understanding what you're asking me.
Araven is saying, what is it that lies further, like basically past the dwarf? Does it make sense?
Oh, okay. You mean like further in? Okay, so there's no exit from this area except the way you came in. This is like the final chamber. There's no exit.
Yes, but I'm
So
saying what's in the final chamber.
Yeah, this is my dwelling place where I live.
And who are you?
None of your business, elf.
Cariz claps his hands together and says, "You must be Go Lower."
His eyes kind of narrow a bit, and he furrows his brow, and he just doesn't say anything.
Cariz, finally the smart one in the room, seems ecstatic.
So you're Golor. Araven puts his hand on his rapier and like kind of grasps it, but like is like subtle about it. So
Sad puts his hand on Araven's hand.
Araven puts his hand on Sad's hand. And then he like squeezes it really, really tight and pushes it away.
This is how you get shipping.
Like it's like this, and Araven like squeezes it and then lets go of it.
That Sad releases Araven,
Golor.
and the conversation continues.
So you were Golor.
No, I'm not Golor.
Then who are you?
You may call me the Golden Axe.
The Golden Axe?
Yes.
You're holding a staff.
True.
A staff is not quite much of an axe.
Let me take
says
that.
Kareem.
Let me hold that for you. Aravan reaches out his hand.
Yeah, he just stands there, not moving or stretching it out. He's like, "It's time for you to leave. This is not your place."
As it is not yours to tell me what I should do.
Carice kind of like looks over to Aravan and says, I mean, it is actually his home.
Carice, that's not my point. I said it's not his job to tell me what to do. It's not his place to do that.
Carice seems a little dumbfounded. His eyes kind of, not really blank, but just like not really sure how to respond. He looks back to the dwarf and says, "Have you heard the great mortal words of the great immortal words of our Lord and Savior Tempest?"
Okay. Golden axe. Where is the treasure?
Oh, you guys can see the giant pile of gold. I already read it. Like, there's a pile of gold. Like,
it was.
we'll just say it's like the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
I have a question.
This guy is like Scrooge McDucking with his life.
I have a question. Are there any dead bodies nearby?
Above and without.
Okay. So, here's how it's gonna go down, Mr. Golden Axe. You are going to stand down, or you're going to die. An honorable dwarven death that you will likely be okay with, but there's no reason to fight this fight. You can live further, or you can die here.
What about the Jose, Lakalin, Sad, Cariz, Gutjacks, Fire Tusk, and Luckface? What are they all doing?
Cariz is preparing a command spell. Sad is preparing a shatter spell. And Gutjacks is preparing a stab somebody spell.
Lakalin.
Enter the area.
Ooh, Jose has his longbow drawn from like the top of the staircase, and Lakalin is walking down slowly.
Now the staircase is not visible. You remember the stairs open into a hallway, and you have to go around.
Okay. Sorry.
So you could be at the end of the hallways in either corner of this opening.
Okay, so yes, so they so Jose's in the back, and he has his longbow drawn. While Lakalin is preparing to smite the crap out of this guy.
And what about the two dwarves? Because you're talking to a dwarf. What are the two dwarf?
I think Luckface is gonna say something to this man.
As is Prince Lodigan.
Luckface is
trying to calm down the situation.
Luckface is gonna say, "Brethren, why?
Why what?
Why are you here?
Why hide?
Contesting this?
Such cowardice," Prince Lodigan says.
What?
I'm protecting the halls of our people, young one.
I feel like I should.
That is fair.
Believe you. I feel like Luckface wants to like be on his side, kind of.
Sure.
And
Lodigan's kind of
is very uncomfortable fighting this guy.
Yeah, Prince Lodigan is also not quite as interested in fighting this dwarf who's merely living his life with his fortune that he has earned very fairly.
I mean, what, Odigan, Fire Tusk, what should I do?
Who's saying that?
Luckface. To Fire Tusk, to Prince Odigan. Odigan, what should I do? Sorry. I forgot that she has a 6 charisma or something.
She's got a voice like this even though she's a girl.
Yes.
Torture changes a person. Nice. Prince Lodigan himself is actually... He's not a very decisive person to begin with. So he's very...
Well, he's
very uncertain.
He's probably certain about some things. Whereas...
He's very certain about very specific things. But when it comes
Okay.
down to this, he's got the sort of unity with the Wayward Dice, his working place, is the name for which he is honored now, just because that's where Luckface is working, and then also the honor he owes to his people, to this elder who has gained this source of income. I think he's actually going to take a step onto what was his name, the dwarf.
Golden Axe?
Gold, yeah, he's going to take onto Goldenek's side and like step around, turn towards the party, kind of gesture for Luckface to join.
I think
Okay, so the two dwarves are now standing on either side, flanking Golden Axe, the dwarf.
Yes.
I think I think Ervin's gonna say kind of taken over. Is the stone saying anything in his head right now?
No?
No. I think Ervin. I think he's gonna look over and he's gonna say, "I don't want to make this impossible choice. I don't want to make this choice. Don't make us kill you here, Fire Tusk, Golden Axe, Luckface, adjective and noun, Fire Tusk, Golden Axe, Luckface. You will die here in a pitiful grave if you contest us. Do you really want this?"
I think most of our names are noun and noun, other than Golden Axe. Fire is
You're
a noun.
detecting, is detecting magic. He can feel a aura of that coming from the three dwarves.
I can feel a what?
The aura of transmutation coming from where the three dwarves are.
So I have a question. Since I tried to cast a spell magic earlier on a tree, and did it still count as using the spell?
Yes.
You're like dispel magic, like cantrip.
Mm-hmm. I can use it once per
Oh,
day.
dispel magic, not detect magic.
Mhm.
Yeah, dispel magic that would have cost one of your spells per day.
Darn. Okay, never mind. Aravan, I think he looks forward and he says, "I can sense the magic residing off of you. What will happen if I strike you?" And Aravan draws his rapier at saying this. And he draws his short sword off his back.
Prince Ottigan shrugs. I don't know.
He says, "I can sense you have this stone on you. This is what will happen." And he kind of channels like a vision into your head, and you see a vision of this.
Oh? A dragon. Nice. I see that. I see. Ah, yes.
Gutshax is going to break the sort of solemn silence type conversation that's going on here and say, my daughter was taken by somebody looking for this stone. What do you know of it, Golden Axe?
Yeah, he's like, "I'm sorry that happened to your friend, but I don't know to what you're referring."
He looks at Erebin, says, some sorcerer, some magician of some kind. Any stories, any idea who this might be?
No, I'm sorry.
Irvin thinks to himself and keeps it within his head, and he says, "Who were your previous owners?" He asks the stone.
Asks who?
The stone.
The stone.
He says, "Who were your previous owners?"
He says, "Too many to count."
Who was your most recent before I?
You're looking at him, fool.
You kind of get a vision of that dragonborn that you guys defeated back at the converted I want to say mill, the windmill.
For the top of it. Okay, the lady.
Kind of get like a view of him, maybe.
Oh, him. Sorry.
Question of him.
Okay.
Mr. Night Meat.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Ervin's addressing the entire party, guys. If we fight him, we're fighting a dragon. Do we think it's worth it? Is it worth the money?
And he answers you and says it's not worth it. Leave now with your lives.
Or you leave now with yours. We have so much on the line here, you know. I mean, we
Gutjax raises a hand and says, "Why don't we split it and make everybody happy?"
This gold does not belong to you. It stays here.
Well,
what could we do to get it from you?
You're gonna ask him that directly?
Yes. Golden X. And Aravan begins to take off his gloves. And he says, Golden X, everyone has a price. What is it that we can do to get this from you?
The gold's home is here, just as my home is here with it.
Okay.
What about an honor duel? Hand on hand, Carice says in a non-his voice. Nah. All right.
He just seems to be like not receptive to like. Just say it one more time, Zach. What are you asking him?
A hand-on-hand honor duel. No magic, no tricks, no weapons.
This is with Gutjax?
This is Carice.
Oh, Carice. Okay. He says, I have no wish for violence.
That's why it's an honor duel. It's not to the blood, it's to, honor.
Zach.
It's in the name. I don't...
Unsuccessful.
Aravan begins to draw. He's already drawn his rapier completely, but he hasn't drawn his short sword. And he says, "Is this really how this has to happen? Us slaying two of our comrades and eliminating you?"
I mean, not necessarily. It doesn't have to go.
Stop. We are not leaving without this treasure.
I was going to suggest we could all have a cup of tea.
I want to make the Nathan. You know how much I want this to happen.
Oh right, I think it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Let's speed it up.
Aravan elegantly, with beauty and precision, strikes at the man's staff that he's holding twice, with his rapier and his short sword. And I keep on forgetting that he actually has 3 attacks technically, because he has 2 attacks and then a bonus action. So he's gonna stab twice with his rapier, and then once with his sword. And he's gonna use one of his combat his combat superiority die to make the guy make a strength check or drop his weapon.
Okay, so you're gonna attack him?
Yes, I'm going to attack him.
He says, "You fool."
Yeah,
He's been struck at.
That's what we all are. And yep, Carice is already.
Yeah, Aravan does his thing and attacks at him. Can I do my attack stuff, Nathan?
Yeah, you're just gonna attack first. How does the disarm attack work?
So for the superiority, I deal an extra D8 of damage, and they have to make a strength check, or drop their weapon. They have to make a strength check against my DC of 14. I am writhing it out of his hand.
Right, he rolled a 6, but I'm gonna use his legendary resistance to not fail.
Nathan, that word That word legendary. All right, CR10. Here we come. All right, does 17 hit, Nathan?
No.
Does a 15 hit, Nathan? And another
Nope.
17.
No.
All right, Aravan's gonna make his action surge to disengage and run away.
You can kind of hear like a mirthful chuckle and like a dwarven throaty laugh.
Well, okay, by run away I mean like hop behind the party. He's not going to like. He's not gonna like run away.
Flee.
You know? Yeah, he's not actually like fleeing away. He's just like, he's like slash 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 and then just whoosh, like back steps. I don't believe anyone else makes a move, at least of my characters. Does Carice just
you?
like, does Carice just hammer into him?
Carice is actually going to cast. Yeah, he's going to cast command on the golden axe. Tell him to drop his weapon.
Do you want to know what command does, Nathan?
Which gets to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
What's the number?
Command. Let me find it real quick. It's a level 1 spell. Speak a one-word command to a creature. You can succeed on wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to use. I failed again. I'm going to use his second legendary resistance to pass that check. He says, "You try my patience." And with that, he says, "Leave now, or die here." And with that, he turns into a very, very large gold dragon, as pictured a few moments ago.
Carice clears his throat. Kind of like looks to the party behind him and says,
Hold on, you can't do that.
Well.
There is such a large dragon in your immediate presence now. Everyone has to make a wisdom save against a 21 or flee the room.
"Oh dear."
Both the dwarves failed and have fled the room.
Yeah, Carice got an 18. I'm going to use my inspiration on Carice. Because, no. I'm not going to. I'm going to use it on Sad. He also fails. Okay. And, okay, Gutjax doesn't. Gutjax got a nat 20 plus 1.
All right. And Kale?
Okay. Hang on.
So yeah,
In the future, make sure if you're playing multiple characters, decide on the sequence of rolls ahead of time and then roll in sequence.
Yeah.
All but Aravan fail. Aravan rolled a 19 plus 1. Oh, never mind. Aravan failed too. He got a 20.
Yeah, so they all failed?
Mm-hmm. Except for
So,
one.
Except for who?
Who was the Zach who didn't fail?
Oh, right.
Gutjax.
Gutjax. So the entire party flees except for Gutjax. And so everyone's leaving. Now, Gutjax isn't fleeing because of the magical frightening presence. He could still flee on his own or just walk away.
Or just
but
fight.
The rest of them are running in fear.
Gutjax is going to... He never even pulled out a weapon. He's just been kind of standing there. And he extends a hand out to the dragon. and says, "I believe we started on the wrong foot."
Speak your piece, half-orc.
I was a bad person in my life. I'll admit it. Still am. Not gonna fight that. But I became a father, and he just kind of like sighs, trailing off for a second, and thought. He goes, "And that didn't go well either. All I ask is for a small share of your heap, so I can pull my daughter out of the horrible life I've let her into." That's all he has. That's it.
Okay. And he says, I believe I understand you and that you speak truly. However, none of this is mine to give. I protect it for another.
Gutjax nods, and he just kind of like he accepts it, and he starts walking out.
I can't believe he actually saved his throws. That's super funny.
All right. So everybody's fled in fear.
Except for Gutjax. He's fled in
So
acceptance.
we're playing out of the Wayward Dice Adventuring House. So I think your first attempt at the vault here has been a failure.
Yeah, I think I
You've
agree.
been magically feared away. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and call off the session now. At this point, I think you've unsuccessfully recovered the dragons, and the
We
hoard of
now know
gold
where it is.
coins. But you know where it is, and you know who guards it. But you were successful in finding it. So just for the sake of time, it is getting kind of late. It's like almost 1:30. We'll
Yeah.
wrap up the dragon heist, but since we're going to be adventuring out of the Wayward Dice with the Ender Mountain adventure, you could always make a return visit. Do you want to do a quick debrief? I want to talk about our upcoming episodes as we transition from the dragon heist. Again, kind of like I don't know. I think it would have been a short fight if you had fought the dragon.
Yeah, no,
What
Gutjax
challenge
is level
rating was
4.
that dragon? I'm curious.
17.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
He
maybe
has 2 breath weapon attacks, and his fire does 12 dice 10. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
hey,
kind
Gutjax
of
has
you
level
locked out
7.
there.
let's hire that wizard that we found. I actually believe that Aravan is going to use the Stone of Gold to ask about the wizard and also about Gold Max, but that'll be later. The session, that was a pretty fun session. A lot of roleplay.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so there's 10 sessions. I think if you average it out, we got about 30 hours worth of gameplay out of the adventure. I think it's Dragon Heist is possibly one of the shortest adventures that they've published for 5th edition D&D. I think it's very fun. I like the setting though in Waterdeep. We've got a good adventuring hub here. Zach, what did you think?
I thought it was very good. I had been kind of thinking of how I was going to play Gutjax ever since I heard about the whole dynamic going on with these random generated characters. And I felt like I did some pretty good development for his character myself.
Yeah.
That was kind of my main focus there towards the end. Was developing him into a better person.
Okay.
I also like the idea that he was the only one that wasn't afraid of the dragon, and he was probably the least qualified person to not be afraid of the dragon. So, he's seen some stuff in his flavor days.
Well,
Yeah.
Dragons don't scare him. They
now
don't tickle.
Aravan said that now Aravan can say that he has fought and lived to tell the tale of fighting a golden dragon. Not that he wasn't already lured into a dragon's lair and then escaped already once.
Yeah, that wasn't his first dragon encounter, was it?
Yeah, that wasn't his first dragon encounter, you're right. It was his second dragon encounter, both of which he fled. Well, this time he was
That's
actually
how you
scared.
live to tell the
first time he
tale.
wasn't. Yeah, the first time he wasn't scared though. The second time he was.
Yeah, I think last time it was a red dragon, wasn't it? I'm
Might have
almost
been.
positive it was a red dragon.
Yeah, it was a red dragon.
Interesting. Yeah. So, well, we know that running away works, usually. Well, I enjoyed that adventure. I'm looking forward to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So I think it's really cool that so Wizards of the Coast published first this Tales of the Yawning Portal. So the Yawning Portal is like a tavern that has an entrance into like a mega dungeon. and the mega dungeon is called the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and this is all located in Waterdeep. So all these books kind of are tied in the same sort of area, which is where our campaign is kind of centered around. We'll move into
Sure.
this next time. Um, however, we're not going to start that immediately because Zach has been working on a campaign. I've been DMing for what, a
Every
while.
session I've been in, except for the one that
Christmas Halloween episode.
Yep. So we had a Halloween
name? Oh
special
my
that Kale
Colby.
DM'd, and then Zach's got the Coriolis book there.
It's sci-fi Arabian Nights. It's really, honestly, one of my favorite tabletop. I really like D&D, but it's my jam. So it's the session itself is going to be moderately homebrew from the actual lore of Coriolis. I have not had a chance to read their newest book, Emissary Lost, which don't ask about him. I've not had the chance to read their new book, Emissary Lost, which details the situation of what the emissaries are, what they're doing in the Third Horizon, that kind of stuff. A lot more of the lore itself. But this will be kind of an interpretation of the lore offered in the original Third Horizon book and what might have been. It's going to be, I think, pretty good.
So we've been gaming together for what, 3.5 years, maybe two.
2.5
No.
years.
2.5, almost 3 years now. So we've mostly played D&D, and when we're not playing D&D, we play Swedish role-playing games. The original one we played was Mutant Year Zero, which has a D6 based system. Very fun, fast, kind of crazy. And so this gaming system, they have a game engine called Mutant Year Zero. They call it the Year Zero engine. And Free Legon has published this book. The other two books is one is an anthropomorphic book. So these are all backed on Kickstarter. So they've got, like, you play as animal character. And then also they have like a robot one called Mechatron. So we played this, what, a year and a half ago maybe. And the reason I mentioned it is because just last week they put the fourth and final book in the series on Kickstarter. It is called Mutant Elysium. I don't know if this will show up. Yeah, it's backwards.
Yeah.
But you can see
that's as good as it's going to get.
Mutant Elysium. It's on Kickstarter. I'm gonna back it too, and I'll have the last book. And all that to say that Coriolis uses that same game engine, and Zach's gonna run it. Kale and I can play characters, so I think we're going there next. It's a sci-fi game, so it's in space.
Yeah, see, and one really fun thing about it is whenever you said, like, they're similar, you know, like they kind of go together and they're based off each other. Coriolis is so similar that you can literally take the core books of Mutant and just change like 3 or 4 elements about specific things, and then it's like you can integrate it. Like, for instance, like with the robot characters, you can basically just change the name of a stat, and then you have it. Like the system and that kind of thing is pretty much the same. But
to a very abstract extent, but yeah. So we'll be running. I'll be running the Coriolis campaign with Kale, potentially Nathan, and I would assume Alexis might be joining in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, or others. I plan for it to be a long-term campaign, but we'll see where it goes.
So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of like take turns with the DM role, like we talked about. So Zach's gonna DM for a little bit, and then what we might do with Undermountain is based on like levels. So I might like run a level and then like take a break, and we might skip around between our different campaigns. So we haven't quite figured out how that's gonna work yet. But next week we'll play Coriolis. I don't think I'm free Saturday. Or Friday. I think I'm free Saturday. But I've got a surprise. Just last month, So Coriolis was actually purchased by Fria Lagan, and Coriolis was originally developed by a different Swedish developer, which I don't know what they're called. Yarnringen. And Yarnringen made Coriolis, and then Fria Lagan bought them and converted it to the Year Zero engine. The Yarnringen guys just joined companies with Fria Lagan, so they're all one big company now. So the guys who originally made Coriolis are now like part of the same company as the ones that make Mutant Year Zero, which is really cool. They'll be working on stuff together. So like our other big gaming system besides D&D is like made a bigger company. They also make this really cool game called Simbarum, which is kind of like a dark fantasy game, which is something we've talked about playing on the channel here. And finally, in the mail today, I've got the surprise. You guys haven't seen this yet, so I'll wait till
Yeah,
Kale's
we
ready.
haven't. Come on, Kale.
Can you hear me, Kale? All right. We got the box set came in today for Forbidden Lands.
Oh my.
Nice.
Yeah, so I bet it's on Kickstarter. It just came in the mail today. They just got shipped out, so like people are just getting the Forbidden Lands. We played a beta for Forbidden Lands like earlier in the year.
It's really good.
And it was really good. And just a little unboxing. So we've got these like hardbound books with like bookmarks. We got a player's handbook and a dungeon master's guide with monsters. I don't even know if we're gonna play this on the channel. Gosh, we got so many game systems to play, obviously.
Yeah.
They've got this really cool random generator. So this is for like making backgrounds and stuff for your player characters. So we might actually use this for some backstory for some of our characters, but it's got tons of like random charts and things. So this is one of the Kickstarter like add-ons.
Okay.
It's really cool. And one of the cool things they've done is they've gone with an old school hex map. So their hex map is like really big. Yeah. And with the hex map, they give you little hex stickers, and you can basically take the hex stickers and put like different dungeons and cities on the map.
Ooh.
And so you can kind of like customize it, and as you randomly generate locations, you can put it on the map and do like multiple playthroughs of the map and that sort of thing, or just have like a persistent campaign sort of thing, I guess. So anyway, so that just came in the mail today, so we'll probably never lack for content of things to run. So Zach will go next, and then Kale, what have you been thinking about doing? I know you did the Halloween special. Do you have any ideas long term?
I thought of a couple one-off ideas. In long-term wise, I'm not completely sure. At least for me running things. I mean, I really enjoy DMing. I really, really do. It's just being able to fit it in the schedule of everyone else DMing and GMing, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought about a couple like one-off or maybe two session episodes, but not really anything that's rock
Like a
solid a campaign. Yeah.
I think what we can do is like I can do like a level of Undermountain.
Mm-hmm.
That would take probably like a month, give or take, 3 to 5 weeks. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zach can run like a system or something. So maybe like every month or two we'll switch between games. And we can also do one-offs in between where we run other parties out of the Wayward Dice that aren't in Undermountain or something that you could run. So.
Okay, yeah. And also maybe even Land Far Away or Simbarum, since we've never played that, I could even try DMing that. And that'll be a fresh experience for everyone. Maybe.
Yeah. So, Zach, do you want to, before we wrap up, do you want to plug, I guess we'll do session 0 next week?
Yeah. There might be what I'm calling a sort of session -1, where I don't know if it'll be like even aired or anything, but it's gonna be kind of like individual character backgrounds that I'll be discussing with other players. So that whether or not it's aired depends on like the situation, the timing, what's really going down with it. But session 0 is going to be the actual setup of the setting, the characters, everything that's going in, and then of course after that we have the actual sessions.
Okay. So we'll look
I
at
got some
doing
very-
like a
Sorry.
pre-launch of the campaign session next week, and then we'll do some talking offline. And I think it'd be good to get as much of that recorded as possible, so people can see like kind of like the creation of our characters. And the Coriolis really stresses the purpose of the party and the party creation before you make your characters for that party. And I think we also talked about making like a whole crew of characters to pull from. I'll probably have like a main PC, but maybe like a bunch of supporting characters, kind of like we did tonight, where Erevan was Kale's main PC, and I think Zach, you mostly used Carice tonight, didn't you? A mix of Sad and Carice.
Yeah, I'd say Sad and Carice, and then I, pull the dramatic out with Gut Jack's theme.
That was a very good cleanup at the end there.
Yeah, I liked how it ended. Not enough blood, maybe, or crispy critters, but
Blood for the blood god.
No, right?
you did find the gold, which is the whole point of the adventure. You just didn't get to keep it. So.
You discovered.
Well, yeah, guys, that was really fun. Any last comments on anything? Anything else,
I think it's awesome we actually finished an adventure. Generally, when we start an adventure, they're so long we don't get to finish.
I agree.
So 10 sessions seems like something we can actually accomplish, which is kind of cool.
Which which is one kind of cool thing about the stream deal, is it pushes us further to keep on going. So maybe we can run long-term campaigns, like Undermountain, and actually get it completely finished off.
Try and be a bit quicker.
Undermountain goes all through level 20, so
Yeah.
starts at level 5.
So we can we can get some stuff done.
We can finally play some higher level D&D for 5th edition.
Sweet.
It's about time.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's been a while.
Well, yeah. Thank you everyone for coming out. I think that almost wraps everything up aside from our plugs, which would be like our Discord. Zach made a lovely Discord for us. We also have every single session that we've done on YouTube. So head back there if you want to watch a little bit of our dark side. If you want to watch the beginning of our Dragon Heist and binge it all the way through, all 30 hours. If you're off today, tomorrow, and the day after, run your life away. And we just have everything on there. So yeah, if you guys have any kind of interest in us more, join our stuff, watch our stuff, follow us. That would be super awesome. We're trying to get that a 50 follower goal, which will let us be able to dedicate a lot more time into the stream, such as doing harder work and also, just getting more involved. Just kind of trying to get everything done that we can. Anything else, Zach or Nathan, that you guys can think of on those terms, or anything else?
No, I think it's been fun doing this stream.
Yeah, it's been a great night. It's been an awesome stream, and thank you everybody for tuning in and watching us. I hope you all have a fantastic and great night. Toodles.
Right.
Good night.
Bye-bye.